Yeah. Working on a little bit of a short week, though. But we got content. And apparently Jessica's got a surprise for us today. So I'm excited for that. Maybe not a surprise, but she said I'm switching it up. So we'll see what comes. But when did we record last time?
We're filming right now.
Friday to
that
Tuesday.
Just clicked for me. I love the conversation going into it. It just clicked for me in my brain, though.
Oh, yeah. We're live. We're hot.
We're going. It's way better.
A lot of football, so that's cool because we talked about it and it all happened. So we can recap that. That's fun. A little bit of basketball, some like a very brief college football, right? Because nothing big.
We could
happened,
do picks if we want
we can talk about the two games. We can talk about
like
the preview for the two games.
Yeah, I think we did though last game.
We just brushed
All
everything.
right, we can get into that then. Cool. And then a little bit of soccer, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's going to be a good one. Maybe brief, but I think it'll be a fun NFL segment now that the playoffs are up and going. But Jessica, what do you have for us today to start episode 25?
Oh, right. My wheel.
Is that okay? Yeah, we can hop right into it. Usually you have a little monologue for us about David Goggins or something.
Interesting. What do you think about David Goggins?
Great guy. But we can just get into the wheel.
That's funny. Oh, boy.
We're working on questions.
All right.
We're just getting ready for trivia.
Who's spinning the wheel?
I guess it's my turn.
Why are you so nervous? You better land on something
blow
good.
This, eh?
So how do I do it? Do I just hit the...
Yeah, nice. And way to keep it there like you're shooting
it's spinning.
a shot.
What do we got?
All right.
Players and teams. I want it so bad.
We're going to do food and stadium culture.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I think last time this happened, Luke made me re-spin it.
Well, the people don't know that, so.
But we're going to go for it right now.
Okay.
Just knock this topic off the list. Go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah.
What's with the negative attitude towards food and stadium culture?
Not a huge foodie.
All right. Top 5 stadiums with the best atmosphere.
Oh, am I first? God. Do I lead off?
Yeah, say it.
Sure.
Yeah, because I led off last one.
Fine.
We're in the same spots we are.
And we'll snake it. Do we want to give ourselves 30 seconds? No. I'm just excited for number one, really. I'm going to go Borussia Dortmund in Bundesliga, Germany.
The Yellow Wall?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The best fans in the world, by far.
I like the fandom up in the greater north, the Buffalo Bills Stadium.
I was going there.
Yeah, that's a good comm. Bills Mafia is great comm, but German soccer. Oh, sorry. I don't want to gas my own pickup. I feel like we brushed over that. I feel salty. Go ahead, Mike.
No, that's pretty solid. I'm going to go hometown. I mean, I gotta. We throw snowballs at Santa if he isn't a fan of a player on our team. We're back our teams. We, through the thick and thin, we'll let you know when you're good and when you're bad. You know, you got to go hometown hoops. I want to go so many different places. I really do.
So I do want to clarify. You're Lincoln Financial Field, right? Because she said arena. So,
yes, the link.
Part of it is. I just want to say that because I thought of fandom. I almost was going to say the Albanian soccer fans are great, but
damn, not double up? Can I co-pair because they go together like Abe did with Ronaldo?
No,
you may not.
It can be your second pick though.
No, it can't.
Well, all I'm saying is I'm not going to choose Albania because the atmosphere at their soccer stadium.
Luke, you already know the answer to what you're saying.
I'm just saying I want to clarify that.
New Zealand rugby fans are going to be my second.
We're just going to stadiums.
My second pick.
Okay.
I feel like you didn't listen to what I just said, but you still might want to choose that. The point is, at a New Zealand rugby game is where you'd want to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it me? Because I want to go before you.
It is you. Yeah.
They're on TV right now. Cameron Indoor Stadium for the Duke Blue Devils.
That's a good one.
That is a
thing about being in the middle is you never get to go back to back.
Yeah, but I get more time to think about it.
Sure.
I don't need a double.
I'm gonna go with the Oakland Raiders. That would be, or I guess Las Vegas now?
Las Vegas now?
Yeah, Las Vegas now. Even better, actually, now, because the fandom's still there, and I'm sure the stadium's even better. So, better pick than I had even thought. And then I think it's just a tough decision, really, on who to go with. I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go Alabama. That crowd.
Yeah, I like that. But Alabama, Nick Saban era. Yeah. Alabama, obviously.
Honestly, I didn't know which SEC team to stay in. Like, I love the championship, so I'd imagine that would be a fun, group and culture to be around.
That's the one that I was gonna go with next here. So I'm gonna go to my next pick. I'll stay in the SEC, but I'll do basketball this time. Well, I did basketball last time, but I'll do basketball. Let's go with the Kentucky Wildcats. Big Blue Nation.
Yeah, that's fun. They get a lot of celebrities to show out too.
I'm going to go across a very far away. I'm going to go Real Madrid. They're just insane fans over there, right? Like, realistically, you could rip off 15 soccer teams that are debatably bigger than any big...
Like the next. Yeah. Well, Madrid in particular, there's a great pull because that whole country roots for Real Madrid.
They're basically Spain.
And then the other pockets.
Yeah.
Even Atletico Madrid is a pocket of people, but Real Madrid is like that, the nation's club. I think you have two.
Yeah, that's the tough part of back-to-back, It's really tough out here. It's tough because there's a lot of ways to go. Do I want to go back to football? Do I want to go college football? I hate that I'm doing this. I gave this guy at work so much banter that I can't respect him and how much I can't talk to him anymore because he was rooting for this team to win this upcoming weekend. I'm going to go Penn State whiteout.
I almost said that. Couldn't do it. Hate Penn State, but great.
Couldn't do it. It took everything in me. That's why I had to do the whole prefacing because I had to get there saying that it took everything in me.
I went through the SEC and then I went, Penn State. And I went, no, can't do it.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Had to.
No, great pick. Yeah.
Can I do a national team?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to go with the English soccer football fans out there. Those guys are wild. They're wild for their individual clubs, but when they get together for the whole country, it's
Did they play it? Where do they play? Wembley?
Wembley, yeah.
It's coming home.
Nice. Wembley's a good place to be, too. I have two more, right? And then I'm done, I think. Yeah. That'll be 4 and 5. So I have to throw my hometown hoops in there, and I've been a part of this, and it's absolutely electric. So I got to go Philadelphia Phillies. No questions asked. Citizens Bank Park in the playoffs is absolutely electric. And then my 5th and final stadium atmosphere that I'd want to be a part of is going to have to be Augusta National. The opposite, I think everybody went exciting so far, but I think being at Augusta, part of that crowd, would be fun. Nonchalant, sipping on some drinks, smoking some cigars. That's the atmosphere I'd want to be at.
So it's funny because you guys, the one episode I wasn't able to make is when you guys talked about the PNC championship.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I just think about certain things.
Who is that guy? How did they?
So the PNC championship is anyone that has played.
But how are they competing with? Hold on, let's finish this. Sorry, let's finish this. I have a question about that one.
That's okay. I was just gonna say. Oh yeah, I've kind of lost my train of thought now.
Sorry. PNC.
No. So at Augusta, you know that you're not allowed to bring phones in or anything like that because you're not allowed to take pictures. It's that private. That's how great of a poll that is. That people genuinely go there and they can't take.
You have to just experience it.
Yes, they are literally. They don't bring pictures home with themselves.
Damn! Thank you for gassing up my pick, brother.
So that's a great poll.
Appreciate that.
I don't want to say this team because of the rivalry that we have with this city. We're kind of the little brothers over here down in Philly. So I'm still gonna go with them. But the New York Knickerbockers,
that's not where I was gonna go.
The mecca of basketball. That is an arena that it deserves to be named in here.
Madison Square Garden. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. You could have said the Rangers though, maybe.
That's a good point.
Instead of the
Rangers
Knicks.
are electric.
Yeah, Rangers games are great.
I had a are we done yet?
No, Mike's got one more
left.
Yeah,
because I have an honorable mention. It's hockey.
Can I go specific team versus team end stadium?
No.
May not.
Unless they play at the same state. Unless you're going Jets, Giants, MetLife.
I'm not.
Okay. Then no.
But it's a rivalry.
Yeah, but you can't just be like, when they play them, it's electric.
San Siro? Little San Siro?
No, I wanted to go Chiefs versus the Bengals at Burrowhead.
I would say Arrowhead is a decent pull, like a good pull, and you could just go with that. But no, it can't just be when they play the Bengals, because then I'm going like Cowboys, Eagles at the link, in particular.
I'm thinking of like.
I'm already forgetting. What was your hometown hoops?
Phillies.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Head-to-head rivalries.
I'm gonna go where I want to go. Give me Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. What's their stadium called?
Gillette, right?
Heinz.
It's no longer Heinz. It's not Heinz anymore.
Gillette's the
Gillette's
Patriots.
Patriots. Acrisure, yeah, dude.
What is that? What's
Crazy.
Acrisure?
I don't know.
I don't know ball. I don't know stadium names. But that environment's nuts. Like, they kind of remind me of Philly fans. That's kind of why I'm going there.
And
that's kind of a tough one. There's so many big fans.
Games. Yeah. What was your honorable mention?
Well, I have 3 now. If we're just saying like team versus team, they're playing.
No,
each
we're
other.
not.
No.
I have some.
But Mike, he brought up this point. But team versus team,
I guess we can do that now.
AC Milan versus Inter.
Oh hell yeah!
In the San Siro.
Real Madrid versus Barca again.
But no, they play in the same stadium. Is what I'm saying.
I got you.
Right. So it's gotta be like that.
I knew that actually.
That's cool. That's a cool.
I was asking you that question so that the viewers could hear you say that's my bad.
Yeah. And then as far as a rivalry game, I don't think there's a bigger rivalry in sports than Boca Juniors versus River Plate in Argentina.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say one of those, but I didn't know which one, so I just was like, I don't want to act like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that Argentina rivalry's insane.
And then my third one is hometown hoops, Broad Street Bullies. Like the Flyers fans are crazy, even though we suck. But like when we were good,
with like Mike Richards,
yeah, like that is the place to be.
And just like even before then, it was probably even more electric, honestly, with the true Broad Street Bullies.
Right.
Jessica, did you have any that came to mind when you spun the wheel?
Yeah, I did. And I just want to say that I actually have the hardest position because you guys already said them. So mine have to be like so good and creative,
you have the
which they are. One, thank you, Avery.
Kudos where kudos is deserved.
The Waste Management Open.
Oh my God, what a
Mike,
pull.
you missed it. I thought you were going to say it.
That's actually insane.
Why is that better than Augusta? Talk us
so
through
good
that,
at
Mike.
this.
I think you get the best of both worlds where it's so classy, but it's also...
That's called like atmosphere.
Yeah, it's beyond electric.
Is that the 16th hole?
On 16, there's stands that are around the green and like they're all drinking.
Well,
and,
all the way down, right?
All the way down. And hole-in-ones actually happen there. Like it's almost one every other year. Like
it's hole-in-oneable purposefully.
And they literally throw all the beer cans on like the green like it's a tradition. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. But what they also forget about that, to hammer this pick even more, 17 after 16 is a drivable par 4, water on the left, out of bounds on the right, and it's downhill a little bit. So like a lot of people are putting for eagle on that. So
there's always an opportunity to make up like 4 strokes in 2 holes.
100%, because even after that,
well, let's say 3.
You can cut out the corner on 18. And then you have a little wedge in, so like it's usually not a super hard birdie for people. So like you can have a 5.
And Jessica knew all this. This is why she said.
No, I love that Mike's doing this.
It's an insane thing.
Keep going as long.
Showing up.
It's a great goal.
Thank you, Mike. I feel like we should be a team on this.
Yeah, there we go. Next time we'll meet before.
What else did you have for us, if anything else?
The darts championship.
Oh yeah,
electric, great ball.
I don't even know what stadium to call that. Probably also Wembley. Yeah, what the hell?
It's not much sleep last night.
When is she gonna get the face reveal that she deserves, man?
I think she was over there studying, just grinding.
Yeah, if you want the Jessica face reveal, you gotta like, comment, and subscribe. We gotta take this to the moon. Yes, you can follow us on Spotify, and yes, they will be on YouTube soon. Stop asking.
Yes, it's free to hit the follow button.
Yeah, free to follow.
Thank you to our subscribers.
But we will have a Patreon with extra videos that we'll charge for.
I always wanted to say that, like, follow my Patreon.
Follow my Patreon.
I think it'd be really cool to be at like the U.S. Open or like Wembley, just like.
For tennis, you mean?
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
sorry, tennis. Yes.
It's still the U.S. Open, but yeah.
This is when not much
UFC.
Sleep, not much sleep last night. Brain's not fully getting there.
Yeah.
As more we talk,
are you so locked in with my picks right now?
The Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God, I can't
But that's
believe I missed
one
that.
event. You know what I mean? Like
That's one event every 2 years. The
But
World
is it in
Cup.
the same? Is it at the same venue?
It's at a.
Like if I say Augusta National, I'm experiencing
2 years ago.
it.
No, it's always a different place, but the environment travels. That's the thing. That is one of those things where the
Stadium
environment travels.
Yeah, okay.
Like, so every 2 years
That's
it happens. Like 2 years ago was in
The
Italy.
World Cup?
I just said that
Oh shit.
because I was just following the international, like the Olympics.
I don't know. I don't feel bad for not bringing those up though, because like I like the way we did it a little more. Honestly, it was a little bit harder because
Yeah, it's true. A little
the
more
team
specificity.
matters. Like are the
Specificity?
fans? Yeah. Okay. 2 good polls, Jessica. The darts questionable.
No, I don't
again.
think darts are questionable.
What?
Like darts.
I meant like if in the environment, like where
The
it
darts championship is like the most
No.
lit thing you can ever
didn't
attend.
Darts are actually better than
Did
the
you see the
Steelers.
intro for the one guy?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did. I'm
electric.
I actually wanted to play it.
I did not mean it was bad, questionable.
have to
I just
look
meant
at the
like,
video.
do you know where it takes place? Like, can you say
London.
Madison Square Garden or?
Yeah, somewhere. And I just know I want to be there.
Somewhere.
All right, fair enough. Good answer. All right, anything else?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to always be at like an MMA fight, but I don't really know where they are. Like what, Madison Square Garden? No, Vegas.
Nah, Madison
Oh,
Square
the
Garden
Sphere.
would actually
Madison
be
The
Square
better.
Sphere.
Garden.
I think Madison
Interesting.
Square Garden would actually
Or,
be even more.
like,
interesting.
Yeah, it would. But yeah, it would.
Like fighters when they get in the UFC, they're like, I want a title fight at Madison Square Garden.
But
The most-
Abe kind of said Madison Square Garden in theory, like the way. Oh no, we
most
did say.
famous
Did we
arena.
say team
We said
experience?
team
I don't even know
specific.
what the question was at this point, but we're done. So
There's team environments.
It was like
Stadium
stadium
environment.
culture, atmosphere.
So like
or
Madison
something.
Square Garden actually is the answer, and it's
Yeah,
just a great answer.
But the team
being-
plays a factor into that.
Yes, but Madison Square Garden is a great answer because there's 3 teams that play there.
And there's other events.
And Billy
that go
Joel.
on.
Yeah, I was
Like
going to
once a
say
month.
Billy Joel plays there too.
Matt David.
Good
Well,
atmosphere.
the Sphere then.
The Eras
obviously would
Tour?
be like-
Great
Yeah, so
atmosphere.
actually the Sphere is a good pull. Yeah. But like,
That one's tougher than you think, though.
that was fun. Yeah, I think the fans are gonna like.
Yeah, the
that,
fans
so.
at home should try these.
Yeah, you should try
Underrated
it.
You think
player.
it's so
Underrated
easy.
player, still my favorite. Still my
We got
number
good
one.
comms on that. We got good rapport.
Let us know in the comments what you think.
After we do these, I always want to go back and do it again. And I ask every
I
time, can
want
we
to
do it
spin the
again?
wheel so bad.
Yeah. Can we let Mike spin the wheel?
Mike can always spin the wheel. He's like a quiet little rabbit over there.
I'm just a guy. I'm just a chill guy.
I'm just a chill guy. All right, well, let's open up the agenda then and talk some football, and I mean football over the seas. Ave, some movement in the Premier League.
Yes, sir.
You said that 2025 was going to be Man
I
U's
told
year,
you
and
one.
gosh darn
When
it.
I tell you one,
You were
I know
right.
you're listening.
They tied Liverpool 2-2.
It's a tie, though.
Yeah, hey, man.
Don't get too high.
Yeah, but they moved up a spot
Still
there.
a point.
Let's
They're now
go.
13. They are
That's
further
our
away
lucky
from
number.
relegation.
Yeah. So and listen, Liverpool's a good team, so tying Liverpool is nothing to slouch on. They almost won. Now, I will say, I'll let you break it down a little bit if
Yeah.
you'd like, but I will say it wasn't a great pass.
It was a terrible pass. I mean, the pass was the right option, but the execution of the pass was not good enough.
Yeah. So for those of you who have no clue what we're talking about, Manchester United played Liverpool's 2-2, 90-plus minute, clearly the last kick of the game. And Harry Maguire, who's super memeable, like he's a goof, he's a klutz, he's a center back, for whatever reason, is in the box. Who played the pass?
Zirkzee.
Yeah, Xerxes, the striker, plays the cross on the ground, but very
Bouncy.
bouncy. So not a smooth cross. And I mean, I still probably should have finished it, but it was him and the goalie, sort of a tap in, maybe one defender also in the way.
Yeah, there's probably, flashing by.
I mean,
Like,
it was
nothing
a quick moving pass. A striker would have finished it. You would hope, but Harry Maguire kicks it right over the fence or
Skies
right
it.
over the goal.
He kicked it right out the stadium,
And
bro.
yeah,
It's insane.
probably hit some grandma on the forehead, knocked her out. But hands on head and falling to their knees. They end up tying, but it was brutal because he was right in front of net. As far as you could tell on TV, it really looked like a tap in. He's in the 6-yard box and it went right over.
Dude, you said hands on. Everybody's hands was on like their knees or like fell over. There's reactions to like every single player who was on the pitch, and Onana's like in his goal.
Yeah.
He like falls flat on his face.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. All the reactions were so funny. But
Yeah.
good 1 point away at Anfield.
That's all right. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul.
Good
No
1
harm,
point
no
at Anfield, and we moved. 2025 is the year, boys.
Yeah. So Arsenal moved up a spot. I'm not really sure how
The
because
Arsenal.
I think they had a win and a tie this week. I guess they tied Brighton and they beat Fulham, something like that. I think I'm wrong, but something along those lines. And they're now second in the Prem. Chelsea dropped to fourth. I don't know if you saw that, Ave. So Cole Palmer, a little bit bummed. He's kind of the only guy I like on that team, so I don't care much.
Really? I like a lot of their players.
Really? I like Nkunku and Cole Palmer. But
do you like I like their young center backs. You don't like the
Cucurella?
right back? No, the right back. He's Gusto. He's French.
I like Gusto. I mean, Reece James is cool, but he
never
is
plays.
he even a player at this point?
You don't like Nicholas Jackson?
Dude, they're the funniest memes ever.
Nicholas Jackson's good, but I mean, I don't love him. I like Nkunku more.
I think he's a good role player. I don't know if he's like actually.
Dude, I thought so too, but Jackson is actually putting up numbers.
He is. And they got Enzo and
I don't like Enzo.
Caicedo too. Caicedo's nice.
Not a fan of Caicedo. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Chelsea.
But $100 million is crazy.
Are you a Chelsea fan? Yeah. Melvin's a Chelsea fan. You give Chelsea fan. Dude, but I don't know why I could name that for some reason.
They can't hear me, but I was reading.
I mean, they can a little bit, maybe.
An article about why so many Africans are Chelsea fans because of obviously
Michael Essien.
Ito. I'm saying his name wrong.
Ito. Yeah. Even Anelka. Anelka's French, but yeah.
How French are you?
Yeah.
So the Africans respect the Africans.
Well, Essien was from Ghana. Drogba.
No, who's the guy that was a really?
They had Maluda was French, but who was their other left wing?
Maluda. That's a name.
You know him, dude?
Yeah.
Holy dude, that's a great pull. Like I know him because he's French and he played for that 06 team that lost to Italy. But dude, that's a huge pull out of you, dude. Claude Makelele.
I know Makelele's, yeah.
I think he was a Chelsea guy too, right? And Madrid. Yeah, a lot of those Chelsea guys went to Madrid actually because Essien was there. I think Robin went from Chelsea to Madrid and then Bayern. Maybe, I think it was in that order. But anyway, Chelsea falls to fourth. I mean, they should still be relatively happy. They're playing well. They'll be fine.
They're so young, too. They're going to be around for a long time.
Cole Palmer's so good.
He's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. But Nottingham Forest, still in third.
Kings, bro.
Still doing it. New logo, new regime. I don't know what's going on there.
Nuno Espirito.
Great coach.
The guy.
Love him. He's turned around a couple teams. Was he at Wolves before?
Was that Wolves?
Yeah, he's turned around a couple teams.
Yeah, he does the thing every single place he goes.
Falling off.
Yeah, they're in sixth, I think. They won 2 in a row now. Man City, that is. So Haaland scored 2 in their latest.
Finally, dude, I bet on him. He doesn't score. Now I don't bet on him. He's going to go for a brace. Like, what do you mean?
So where does Man City end up, Abe or Mike?
In the top 4.
I was in my head.
They'll play
top
Champions
5,
League soccer
so
next year.
I could get behind top.
Are they
4.
playing Champions League football next year?
It's going to come down to those last few games, so it's tough. So I feel like it depends who they play. If they play like a Liverpool, maybe not.
I'm gonna say they do play Champions League soccer next year, and they make the top 4.
Yeah, they make the top 4. This is like the worst skid.
One of the 4, and not Liverpool. One of the other 3, Arsenal included.
Nottingham Forest. Are they playing Champions League soccer next year?
Well, that's the thing. So like that's why I was saying top 5 originally because I don't know if I could see Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool falling out of the top 4.
I think Arsenal is going to be in the top 4. So my top 4 definites
and so is Liverpool. So that's 3.
Yeah. And City,
he wouldn't say Chelsea's a definite.
I don't think
that's
Chelsea's
what I'm saying.
So
I'm saying he's at 3 because City.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. We're talking about City. I didn't think you were already including them.
I included them.
Okay.
Around something.
Well, that's enough Prem, I guess, Abe. You had other news, though, in soccer?
I did. Your boy, Didier Deschamps, he is going to be exiting his role as the head coach of the French national team after the 2026 World Cup that is going to be played in Mexico, Canada, and the United States. How do you feel about this, sir?
Honestly, that's fine. He won. So did we win a Euros and a World Cup with him?
You went to the Euros. No, just
we lost to Portugal.
Yeah,
we lost
Euro
to Portugal
once in 2016.
Yeah, so Deschamps won in '98
as a player.
As a player, he might have been a part of the staff in 06. I don't think so. I think he was just recently retired. He's done a good job coaching, but I never really liked the teams he brought. I liked the World Cup team he brought, but I feel like we always were he would neglect to bring like a Pogba or a Benzema for one reason or another. And I guess there was success, so who am I to say? But like I didn't like how much we played Thuram. We tried to play him at left wing because Mbappe needed to play striker. It's like just flip them. It's so obvious. Thuram cannot play on the wing.
Well, I don't think Mbappe wants to play through the middle though. That's the thing.
Right, so move him out wide and put Thuram as striker. And it's like I don't know. I feel like he doesn't. He doesn't. We don't see the game the same way. So I'm just not a fan of the way he puts players on the field. I would not put a lineup out there the way he does. So, I mean, I'm obviously happy when we win.
Yeah.
But I was never really comfortable watching the teams he put out. I mean, I shouldn't say not comfortable, but I don't agree with it. I would have had Giroud up top with Griezmann floating behind him, and then Dembele and Mbappe on the wings using their skills. And he never really did that. Like Giroud was always a late addition, and Griezmann was out, and then so we just kind of had three, like I don't know, a Matuidi and a Pogba and Conte behind Giroud, and it was like no one's really up with him. It's kind of like very much a 4-3 gap 3. Maybe a long-winded answer to say happy with what he did.
Results,
not that upset that he's leaving though.
And he was there for, it's going to be what I think he took over in 2016, 2014. So this is like a long reign for for an international head coach. They usually don't last this long through like 3 World Cup cycles. So
yeah, I mean, listen, he had a golden generation of players. Let's be honest. I mean, Benzema won a Ballon d'Or. Modric too. I shouldn't have, but the only person to win during that Messi Ronaldo era.
Right. And he wasn't really on the team.
He wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even the best French player in the world at the time. He had the best year for Real Madrid, but obviously could have been part of the producing for the Euros or World Cup. And he was dealt very good cards. I don't think he was bad by any means, obviously. I'm not saying that, but I didn't agree with a lot of the decisions he made.
All in all, 3 major final appearances, and he won the biggest of them all, the World Cup. I think he did a fantastic job. There's not really much more you can ask for, spanning 4 or 5 major tournaments and going to 3 of the finals in them. Like that's you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just like Pavard has the great goal, but how does Pavard even get on the field?
He was playing the second league of German soccer, and then he got into the World Cup. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess it's a cool pool and scouting in one version, but like, how do you not just have Theo Hernandez on one side and Mendy on the other? Like, it's right there in front of you.
It worked out that year.
Pick your Mendy.
It worked out that year.
Yeah, it did exactly. So I don't know. I'm
Are
wrong.
both lefty there too? Huh?
Yeah,
they are both left backs, but I mean, or whoever, pick your poison. Pavard's a center back, and he just threw him at right back.
It worked out. Like you said, you got that banger against Argentina.
Banger was crazy.
I was watching Marvel's Rivals because I'm completely addicted to that game. I can't wait till this podcast is over so I can go play. And Tim the Tap Man was betting on Inter versus AC Milan yesterday or maybe today.
Yeah, Coppa
Did he bet on Pulisic to score like Jessica?
No, he bet on Inter, and I was like, I couldn't. He had members only in his chat, and I was like, yeah, I want it to be Inter's probably the better team at the moment.
You contemplated subbing and tipping.
Yes, just so that he could help. I was going to help a brother out, but I was like, Christian Pulisic, Captain America, the LeBron James of soccer, shows up in big games. And I actually
subbed as Sideline Banter. Go ahead.
I didn't actually check to. Yes, Pulisic notably follows the Instagram account. Go check. I didn't check the game, but I'm pretty sure that Pulisic had the game-tying assist in the last 10 minutes, and then a game-winning goal, or maybe vice versa. But did you follow that game at all?
No, I know that.
I'm gonna have to look it up then.
Won.
They did win. I'm pretty sure that's the truth. Then, they were losing, and Pulisic
because I saw a photo with
cooked.
They have 2 Americans on their team. They have Yunus Musa in the midfield, and they have obviously Pulisic on the wing. And they took a picture with the trophy after, so I'm assuming they won.
I cannot find it on the ESPN app, but you're just going to have to believe us then, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. AC Milan ended up beating their rival. Obviously, Abe brought that up. I didn't realize they played in the same stadium. Otherwise, they definitely would have. I'd probably swapped them in and the Raiders out, but I still love my Raiders pick. But that Milan matchup.
That was an honorable mention, though. That wasn't even part of
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But even like the atmospheres for both of those teams, the fact that you could hold that stadium for both, that's a great pick. Anyway, cool matchup. Barcelona cannot register Danny Olmo or Pau Victor. Abe, why not?
Because of
They going back through this?
Is that just pure laziness,
some
or
bad
is there
paperwork.
I was gonna say, are they going back through this again?
They had to re-register him for this upcoming year for 2025, and they got the paperwork in a few days too late, and now they're going through the Spanish court system to try and get these players registered.
So what intern is
Getting fired.
borderline suicidal right now?
Didn't that happen last year for them too?
Well, they just have bad money. They have bad money management, so they're having an awful time trying to get players, trying to sign players and have them play for their team. That's why Messi couldn't come back after that PSG stint. They just didn't have the funds to pay for these guys. And they keep on signing players thinking that they're fine. And
they're not.
They are not okay. They're not doing well. I know you're an accountant. You could probably help them out so much by telling them to turn off the faucet. Like, we don't have any
My
money.
fee would get really high for them, I got to say.
Yeah. They need something, though. They need help because they keep on trying to spend money. I saw that they're in conversations to buy some players in this January transfer window. But like, it's so memeable because they legit can't even register players that are on their squad.
That's what I was gonna say. So like, who are they gonna have to sell then? Because like, obviously, transfers in soccer is like way different. Like, I feel like a lot of people may not know about that. So like, in soccer, you don't have to trade. You literally reach out to teams and you're like, hey, what's the transfer fee? And then
I'll buy out of this guy's contract.
And then you negotiate the contract with the player.
Right.
So obviously, teams will advertise players and be like, hey, we're trying to, just use them as an example, I'm trying to sell Danny Olmo at a fee of 40 million euros or something like that.
I was looking for the tweet, but I couldn't find it.
And teams will inquire about it. But so like, they'll have to sell someone.
Yeah. I mean, Danny Olmo is a critical player. Like, he has 5 goals in the league so far in the first half of the season.
Not for long because he can't play.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a registered player for the time being, so he's just out of a contract. Like, he's not on the Barcelona roster at the moment. I don't know how.
Isn't it funny that in the Spanish league he's not on a roster, but then he's on
the FIFA games and all that?
No, he's on Spain. Like, he's on the Spain roster, like the actual it's
the national team, but he can't play for his club.
I found that interesting, like, even on a slightly different perspective, but like the way national teams will bring on players who just play like in their league, who maybe aren't stars, over someone you would think is a star, and then they end up like Danny Olmo, kind of. He played for who? RB Leipzig or something in the German league. Leipzig.
They're nice.
He played for. So. I mean, they're not. Yeah, they're good, but they're not. They're professional, not great. But like, and then he shows up for Spain, and he's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players who are just like great for their club, and then kind of are. Maybe they're not bad. It's just like they play for a great club. I don't know. I just always thought that there's some like national team players that are.
It's also just hard to fit into different systems, like different coaches, different players around you. Like, you're not playing for most people. If you make it up to your national team, you're probably not playing in the position that you're most comfortable in, because you have to fit around other players, unless you're like an Mbappe or something. So, yeah, that's a good point. But if you want to play, you gotta just get out there and make it work.
Like even like Giroud, the all-time French leading goal scorer for the national team. He's always been like pretty good for club, but like he's always been brought on the roster because of the skill set he has, I guess.
Yeah, and the team around him for France, it fits him so well.
Yeah. So it's like we keep bringing him, but then he goes back to Arsenal or Chelsea or AC Milan, and he's good.
He's good, but they have better strikers there. But for France, he just is the perfect fit because he can play the ball off. His movement's incredible. He's a great aerial threat. Like, he just makes so much sense for the national team. It's just
national teams need less ego though too, which he
provides as well.
That's true.
Like, I feel like there's almost too many good players sometimes, especially like a France international soccer team where it's endless talent. Like, there's
I always flip flop back and forth on that. Whether it's like, what's the advantage?
It's a fine balance.
No, but I mean, like, what's like club. Like, you have a Real Madrid, you can pick from any country you want.
It's different. They all know it's Ronaldo. We're like,
but not. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, because you play with your club all the time, so that kind of develops.
And when Benzema's younger, you think like Mbappe was there when Benzema was still really good. You think Benzema's like, Mbappe's the guy, sure. Like Benzema's like, no, I'm the guy.
Yeah,
well, yeah, I know, but that'll happen at club
Benzema's
too.
a
That'll
bad
happen.
example.
That'll happen at the club like level too, though. When
I don't think as much. People have more pride for their country, so when it's like they've been there and they're doing it, and they've done it on the Euro stage, they've done it on the World Cup stage. They're like, this is my team. Like you can be the young guy. People are gonna say you're the best. You're the next golden boy. All this, but like there's more pride there. This is my team for my country. I'm gonna fight for it.
I think it's I don't think that's not. I think that's fine. I think that's accurate.
Thanks for saying it's fine.
I would assume though it comes from like as the club plays together over and over, that leadership or greatness is established, and then it's like, oh, this international break. You have 4 guys who are the number 1 on their club, and 4 more guys who are the number 2, and then 5 more guys who are the number 3 all show up, and it's like, well, there's only one number 1. And like randomly, it's one of the number 2 guys who ends up like Lamine Yamal, who's not the number 1 for Barcelona, is the number 1 for Spain. And then, I don't know, like Morata, who is the number 1 for Juve, is the number 2 for Spain. And it's like...
I don't think Morata's number 1 for Juve, but go ahead.
Well, yeah. Okay, not that example then. But I think what happens is like the to your point, the passion for the country situation combined with the fact that it's only like 2 weeks or a month's worth of training and competition, it's
and
like
not as often.
What are we going to do? You get 1 month together every 2 years, and it's like, oh, am I the best now? Or you used to be the best, but I just won the Ballon d'Or, having nothing to do with playing for my country. But didn't you read the news article? And the guy's like, I don't care. I just broke the league record in my league. They're not even playing in the same country all year. And then they just have to team up and decide who's going to be the boss.
Yeah, and I'm like trying to put myself in their shoes, and I don't know. I see what you're trying to say. I do.
Imagine we did.
I wouldn't. That's the thing. I'd be
like a Bucks County All-Star team for high school.
You guys are all bums. Give me the ball.
Exactly.
But I would do that.
Yeah, but there would be a guy who would say, "Shut up, Mike," and that's what happens at the national level all the time.
I agree.
And you go, "I had more goals and assists than you did."
And then I would look
year.
at him and I would go, "That's why you turned it over."
Yeah.
Done.
Well,
I'm sure they do that. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm absolutely sure they do.
Sorry.
Good on soccer?
Little tangent.
Good on soccer?
They won't.
All right. Let's talk NBA. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure, but the Oklahoma City Thunder are playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the OKC is 7 games ahead in the Western Conference, and the Cavs are 5.5 games ahead in the East. The Cavs actually have a better record than OKC. If they were in the same conference, the Cavs would be ahead by 1 game. But the Boston Celtics are better than the number 2 seed in the West, so that's why it shapes out that way. But the Thunder on a 15-game win streak, led by Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and the...
He does it every time.
What, I say Shai?
Shea Gilchrist.
Oh my God!
Do that
Gilgeous?
all
What
the
is
time.
it? Yeah,
It's Michael
Gilchrist. Gilchrist. I know, but Gilgeous.
They played at Kentucky together.
Gilgeous is not a real name.
No, it literally is.
No,
actually.
I understand, but that's like Gilchrist is. I could see that being some old English name, and they got passed down. Gilgeous is like I misspoke. Anyway. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA is what we're going to call him.
We're going to get a counters.
I thought it was written out SGA.
Yeah, I see on the thing.
We'll make it a comp too, and then we'll put it in somewhere.
Yeah, all the times I say it wrong.
Yeah.
And the Cavs are on actually a 14-game win streak of their own, and now 31-4, led by, I guess, Donovan Mitchell, but I feel like it's a very team-oriented team.
Team-oriented. You got Darius Garland out there as well.
Yeah, who's cooking it up. So, for me, I mean, I feel like I've been poo-pooing on the Cavs this whole podcast, this whole NBA season. I'm going to continue to do that for now. I still don't believe. I mean, I know the roster pretty well. They give me major 2014 to 2018 Toronto Raptors vibes where.
Or like Hawks.
We're gonna work.
Atlanta Hawks.
And that's not even. I don't even mean to be disrespectful. Hey, LeBron's in the West now, so that team may have succeeded if LeBron didn't cook them all the time when playoffs came around. But I think the Cavs are legit. I think they'll compete in the playoffs. They could maybe make it to an Eastern Conference Finals even against the Celtics. But in this matchup, if it's serious and competitive and everybody's playing, I would take OKC. I think they're the better team this year.
I think they're the best team in the NBA right now.
Yeah, they're the best team in the NBA. They look great. SGA looks phenomenal. Any disputes with that?
No, I like that pick for OKC. And I was just looking it up. I wasn't sure if Chet Holmgren had returned this year. He hasn't.
Soon.
Yeah, they said he's nearing a return, but
Oh my
15-game
God.
win streak without one of their better players as well.
Their starting center, literally.
Yeah, he was averaging like 16 and 8 or something.
I would
along
say
those lines.
he's their second best player.
Second best player. Yeah, you can make that argument.
Like, not even just one of their best, but like a very
Yeah, I think
key,
he's their second best.
pivotal
Yeah.
part of their team. Sorry, said it like hammered that
And they're on a
down.
15-game win streak without him. So like when they get him back, it's scary hours.
Better on defense too.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But yeah, I would take the Thunder in this matchup. 15-game win streak versus a 14-game win streak is crazy. Is that the most wins in a row for competitive teams ever in the NBA?
I don't know. And honestly, I don't know how Jamie would even look that up. You'd have to like chat GPT it almost.
No, longest winning streak in the NBA.
They played each other.
Oh, I see what you're
They're on
saying.
a 15 and on a 14.
Sorry, I was on mute. We're talking about the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this just came through, and it was a really obnoxious title from ESPN. I'm actually going to read it. This game's going on right now. It's who?
So just jumping away from. It's so funny.
It is not breaking news, but it came through, and I was like, "What?
Is this the double T for Booker?
No, this just happened like 9 minutes ago. Whatever, I can't find it, but it was like LeBron has the nastiest dunk of his career." I was like, "What?"
No chance.
Yeah, let's
No,
see.
40.
We'll play this so everyone can see, but
It's probably nasty.
Oh, no.
Can you look up Cooper Flag's dunk that he just didn't? Oh my God.
That was
Oh my
kind of
Yeah?
crazy. Oh, my.
He's 40.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, can you play that
yeah,
again?
we're gonna
Wait,
play
that
it for
kind
the
of was
screen.
crazy.
Just happened. Okay.
Yeah, so the Lakers are going to win the West.
He switched hands.
Oh, my God. And
Windmill.
then still dunked
He's
over
40.
someone.
Can you
That
pull
is
up the
crazy.
Cooper Flag dunk that just happened in this game? I showed it to Al.
In this game?
No, this game
Oh.
that's on right now is versus Pittsburgh.
Well, I totally forgot what
Um,
we were talking about before, so I hope the listeners didn't care
You're
that
saying
much.
if that's the longest
Oh, whatever. Who
Yeah.
cares?
win streak.
I'm just saying it is.
Yeah, it
I'm just
is.
gonna look it up.
Yeah.
But this game will not be on national TV. That's what a major point that I want to point out. I don't know, like if they can flex the game, like they should, but it's ridiculous that this game, these two caliber teams, probably the best game of
Two
the
best
season.
teams in the NBA right now.
Yeah, it's not going to be on national TV, so you're going to have to pay on League Pass or League Stream it.
They
if
got to
you
hit up
want
Netflix, man.
Hey, that's a good idea.
They got to hit up Netflix.
Here you
Hey,
go.
so we're getting
Here
Netflix
you go.
on the phone.
Is this it?
Look at this.
Oh, my Lord.
It looks way better from the baseline angle.
And we're going to cut to a new segment, or not a new segment. We're going to cut to our
Exciting
segment here called Exciting Whites.
He's
And
made the list.
Mike and I would
100%.
like to nominate Cooper Flag this week. Ave.
Dude, we need a young guy.
And
Dude.
oh
Yeah.
my Lord.
It looks so much better from the baseline angle. Please play it. There's another dunk.
Another one.
The
Yeah.
first one was crazy.
Ave, is he making the cut?
He already made the cut for
Okay,
sure. He's
beautiful.
like 16 years old, bro.
I was
going
going to push for Lad McConkey. This one.
Baseline.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Lad's not topping Cooper. Coop is.
Well,
Cooper's,
we did bring up Lakers there, I guess, with LeBron's dunk. So Mike said they're going to win the West. My next key thing was, can the Lakers compete this year? They're 20 and 15. I think they're hovering between like 6-ish. I think the Mavs are 6, but they're around the Mavs. In the West, they're 7-3 in their last 10. JJ Redick, new coach, maybe had to kind of figure it out a little bit. Has he been figuring it out? Is this real? LeBron looks so good. Mike, I know the other day, I don't know if it was on the pod or off the pod, but you were arguing that you still take him absolutely, at the very least,
crazy.
in your starting lineup as a top 5, but potentially first pick overall if you said, I need to win a championship this year. I'll tell you right now, I'm totally on that boat with you, brother.
Yeah.
I will die on that
Rather
sword
LeBron?
right now.
I
100%.
I think
I don't
if-
care about
if I'm
Jokic. I don't care about
playing-
SGA.
yes.
Give me LeBron James. We're
If
going
I'm
to win a
playing
championship.
in the
I'd probably take
championship
Giannis.
tomorrow morning, I say, guess what, LeBron? I'll see you there.
Yep.
Dude, I
Blank
love
check.
LeBron. He'll give it to you, Paul. So
I
give it
won't
to
let
you.
him pick his team, but I want him on my team.
He's going to be LeBron James for like 2 or 3 games. I need him for 4. That's what I'm taking. Giannis. If Fate of the Universe is on the line, I need one basketball player for a 7-game series right now. I'm
LeBron
taking
James.
Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Nah.
the Greek freak.
No way, dude. LeBron at 40's averaging 24, 7, and 9.
He's a pretty good basketball.
And the leadership is intangible. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it's too
No,
late.
it does. It's an intangible trait. It's not physical.
Yeah, but the way I said it, I feel like whatever.
I take him any day of the week.
I love LeBron. And that's my geyser.
I'm going to tell you right now,
You're a fool.
Giannis wouldn't even be.
Yes, he would.
Your second pick? You're picking Shea?
He
You're
might
picking
not be in my
Jokic?
top. He might not be in my next 5.
Giannis probably
Oh my
might
God.
too. Giannis probably my second pick to win a chip.
Oh my God. Who are
Maybe
you taking?
maybe Yoki Doki.
I want to hear
but-
this list now. If Giannis is
Tatum?
not cracking your top, oh my gosh, I'm taking Giannis over
Oh
Tatum.
my God, Mike.
Jokic,
That's a good
Shai,
He's a super blade, Ave.
pull. Who?
Mike.
Wemby.
Oh my God.
Sheesh.
Over
I come
Giannis?
from a land
Yeah.
down under. Yeah, bro. What
I
about-
Wemby's a
love
better
Wemby.
version of Giannis.
It's like 12 years old.
Wemby is a better version of Giannis.
Yes.
Jessica, you're ripping notes over there. If there's anything you write down right now, it's clip it
But you're
at
saying
whatever
for this
time we're
year,
out.
you're taking Wemby over Giannis. You need to win a championship this year.
Yes. Wemby's a better version of Giannis. He does everything Giannis can do,
Except he can dribble and shoot.
except he can dribble, shoot, and he's faster.
I don't know about that.
The only thing he might not have is strength. I take
definitely
Well,
doesn't.
definitely doesn't, but yeah.
Wemby
I see
10 out
what
of
you're
10
saying.
times.
No.
Not even close.
For the career, yeah. But for this year, there's no shot.
Wemby,
So you think Wemby's going to be a 3x MVP and 2-time NBA champion?
at least 3-time MVP.
He's a freak.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Easily
you're saying.
3-time
Guys
MVP.
is a Greek freak, but this dude's an
Yo,
alien.
Lou,
I'm just saying-
Lou, at least a 5-time MVP. Clip that now. So when we have
Jessica,
a pod 5
continue to
years
clip.
from now,
Continue to clip.
5 years from now, we can go back on this clip and just see that we said it at this table when we're in our studio.
We need you to like, comment, subscribe so that this continues for 5 years so that we can do this.
5-time MVP at least.
Starting today.
At
5
least.
years from now, he'll have
Yes.
5 MVPs.
No, that's not in.
But all I'm
5
saying
years.
is you kind of nonchalantly went, oh, I would take him for career, but not right now. And I'm like, okay, well, Giannis kind of has a career.
He's got a Hall of Fame career already. I'd probably. I mean, you always want to go for a younger player here.
Dude, I would maybe
What he's-
take Luka and Ann Edwards over him, maybe.
He just played a full season of games, and his numbers are ridiculous. They're way better than
Giannis is the
Giannis's.
second best player in the league right now after Jokic.
Yes, but
But I'm still taking LeBron
Wemby's-
to win a
Wemby's
championship.
Jokic
numbers
isn't
are a
even
lot
the best
better than
player in the league
Giannis's
right now,
for
so
his
that's
first
crazy.
over his first 100+ games. So yeah, I would take Wemby over Giannis career-wise at this moment.
Shai's best player in the NBA right now.
Do you want to talk about some MVP talk? You're going SGA for certain.
No, actually, I'm not ready yet, actually.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit more about LeBron because he just broke the all-time record for most 30-point games.
He's great.
He broke
I have a hot take.
I have a better take than your hot take.
I have the best take.
I don't care. I don't. He played so many more seasons now. Like, he
Okay.
should. Yeah.
Okay,
congrats.
but
This is
Michael
30-point games.
Michael Jordan.
I know.
Okay,
At
you
40.
say that. That's a great pull, and that's totally valid until I read you this. 30-point games. LeBron James 563, Michael Jordan 562. Games with 25 plus field goal attempts. Right? So a lot of field goal attempts. LeBron James 222, Michael Jordan 419.
Jordan's original only
Games
circle
with
position.
30 field goal attempts. LeBron James 34, Michael Jordan 132. Games with 35 field goal attempts. LeBron James 4, Michael Jordan 31. So all this like, oh, LeBron James played all these games, and so of course he's going to take all the points. Do you understand how much more scoring was an incentive for Michael Jordan? Like, yes, LeBron James has played more games. Michael Jordan has taken so many more shots per game. It's crazy. Like I understand it doesn't matter because he's breaking all the records, but when we compare to like it's a GOAT conversation, only Jordan to LeBron, that matters to me a lot.
Oh, GOAT, I take LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 100% honest again. That's a really cool stat. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's not that
especially for the GOAT
relevant.
debate.
Whatever, 30-point, whatever.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
It's like,
okay.
I'm not arguing efficiency.
Yeah.
I'm arguing that
Random stat, who cares?
he played no. It is a cool stat for the GOAT conversation. But on the fact of the 30 points in a game, Because I'm not arguing efficiency. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just
in
like it's a
general,
random number you
LeBron
chose
should
was a
do it.
lot and whatever.
I know LeBron's a more efficient player than Jordan. I know that he has more assists. I know he's a better rebounder. I know he's more
I
athletic.
still am happy I read that because it's like he's half or less than half field goal attempts games more than 20. Like whatever.
I'm the one saying it's a cool stat, especially for the GOAT conversation. I don't mean to like just say, oh hey, disregard the point. That's what the people want to see. Like I'm being real. I'm not arguing efficiency, or else I would run with that and be like, this is awesome.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, 30 points game, you have the most.
And you play
have
5
a
more
ton of
seasons, you
games.
should.
Yeah, whatever. I got you. Okay,
I'm pretty sure when you won Jordan first game in the league, they played less games too. So
I don't think so. 82 has been the standard for a while.
Yeah. There are less teams, but they still played 82.
There were less teams, that's for sure.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
So let's talk almost mid-season MVP. Ave, I'll let you lead that off because I am pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure, actually. I will hold on my take. So,
dude, I was looking up some stats. We talked about this a little bit off pod, but I just want to address this. Nikola Jokic's player efficiency rating, which takes into account, I don't know, to be honest with you, but it's rated through your scoring, assists. Everything is encompassed into this stat. His player efficiency rating at the moment is something ridiculous. It is 42.4. So let me just give you the...
Did you hear this earlier, Mike?
No.
It's 40...
Guess what the record is?
42.4. The record for a season for player efficiency is 32.
I saw
which
this
is
too,
set
actually.
by Jokic. So he's 10 points above...
Yeah. And doesn't he have like 3 spots on it too, actually?
Yeah.
Like that's
it's like
the funniest
last
part.
couple of seasons for
Yeah,
Jokic.
I'm pretty sure like the last 6 he has 3 of them, which is like insane.
So he's 10 points above the record, which he set. Now, I mean...
But also, did you hear what I just said?
No.
Over the last 6 years, he accounts for 50% of that, of like highest player efficiency, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna double down on this. His current season averages, he's averaging 30.7. Shaq's career high was 29.7. I know I mentioned something
Different
along the
errors,
lines of this. Yeah. Okay. He's averaging 13 rebounds per game. Tim Duncan's career high was 12.9. I know you're saying different eras, but I'm saying career high. And he's averaging all of these right now.
I'm saying they play basketball at a different pace nowadays.
I understand, but Shaq, like Kobe averaged 35 at one point. So did Jordan. Shaq played for 15 years.
I would argue at way shorter periods because to Abe's point, it's way different games of basketball. Like they averaged 35, but if they averaged 35, it was for like 2 games maximum.
Let's look at the leading scorer per game
in a season, but it's just like
he's never
yes, he has. And Iverson averaged over 30 in a season. So like there are people,
but how much
he did not lead the league at 29.7.
I want to ask you how much percent of the team's total points is it though? It's way higher than Jokic's. Like they're averaging 120 points a game nowadays.
100% people don't play defense.
9.7 assists per game.
9.7 is ridiculous.
Why are they showing Jerry West for assists?
Career highs?
That's Jerry West, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he's not really an assist guy. And then he's shooting a higher 3-point percentage at 49.2 than Steph Curry ever has at 45.5. And he shoots threes.
All that to say, though, were you finished?
All that to say, he's not my MVP right now, but he's number 2.
We get a little bit of fatigue in the league. So I don't think he will win it.
I actually have more. I can add even more.
It's so hard for people
my
to
MVP
appreciate
at the moment.
Jokic is the MVP.
I'm actually going to fall into the Mike category here. I'm going to go with Shea because they have the best record in the NBA. He might have deserved it last year. He's playing better than he did last year. And I think
every aspect.
SGA is my MVP at the midway point almost.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go with SGA too, I guess, gun to my head. But like Jokic also, with everything we just said, when he's on the court, they're first in everything. And when he's off the court, they are last in everything.
Yeah, it goes back
what more do you want from a valuable player?
It goes back to exactly what we were saying about NFL in the last episode.
Joe Burrow.
What are we saying for MVP? Is it this guy that's actually the most valuable player to his team that you take him off and they're a bunch of bums and they don't do anything? Or are we actually talking about this guy that is the best player in the league this year? Because they're 2 separate conversations. Shai's the best player in the league this year right now. Jokic is the most valuable player to his team. You take him off the Nuggets, they're debatably not a playoff team.
They're
Factual.
not.
Yeah,
They're actually
they're
the
not.
worst
They're the
basketball
worst.
team in the NBA.
That's my point.
Yeah. Anyway,
It was almost a little fun on words there.
there's a couple other ones like suppose you could throw around. I would say Giannis legitimately. I don't know, Tatum legitimately.
Tatum is just tough because he plays with Jalen. Like, his numbers are never going to look as good as anybody else that's on this list, but he is having a really, really good season. His best season probably he's had in the NBA, but the numbers just
Yeah, I mean,
he
but
plays
he'll
with JB.
average like 28, 7 and 7, and like if they're first in the East, he'll win MVP with a season like
I
that.
think
I don't
the
think
only
so.
debate on here is like,
SGA and Joker. That's it.
oh,
Jokic,
I
yeah.
was going to say Giannis. 'Cause you take Giannis off.
Yeah, and Giannis
'Cause
is
Giannis falls under the same conversation that Jokic falls under, where he is the most valuable player to his team. Like, if you take them off that team collapses.
Yeah.
But like, if you take SGA off of the Thunder, as we were talking earlier, they still have Chet.
They might figure it out. They might
have-
be an 8 seed,
Yeah, like they have
6 seed.
even a play-in. Like, they still have a chance.
Yeah.
So I think Giannis falls under that same exact conversation. So if you're gonna put Jokic there like that, then I think also Giannis has to fall into that. And I think that's got to be the top 3 for that reasoning.
Yeah.
I'm good with that top 3.
Yeah, me too. I'm totally there. I'm SGA, Joker, Giannis.
Long shot, Mitchell.
I
long
do
shot,
want it
Tatum.
to be known that I take numerous players in the NFL or in the NBA over Giannis. I want that to be known, but he has to be like third in MVP. Yeah,
this year.
only because of what MVP means to their team in a sense. Like Jokic.
Sure. Totally.
So give me an Edwards or
Cool,
like
cool,
Luka
cool.
or
Luka Doncic.
We got talking mock drafts, college football. I think we should hold off on that.
yeah. Hold off on the mocks.
We got plenty of time
We still
before.
got college football playoffs.
Yeah. We don't need to talk mock
Playoffs?
drafts.
Ohio's got to be the hottest team in college football right now, right?
Ohio State. Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's
Has to be.
just talk that playoff picture really quick.
I think Ohio wins.
We got
They're so
Ohio
hot,
State
dude.
against Texas,
6.
and then Notre Dame, Penn State. I'm with you, Mike. I got Ohio State over Texas. Obviously,
You guys want to bet on this one?
Dave's got.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What do you want? What's the bet on this, Jessica?
Mike and who do you want? Ohio State or Texas? This is gonna be fun, actually.
You have
Yeah, you can.
have
We can
15
talk about something
seconds.
super
10
quick.
seconds.
I got Big Ten championship all over again. I wanted to say it so bad. I was itching to get it out of me.
I think I do too. I mean,
was
I just
itching.
like I
was
feel like
itching.
I don't know why. I could be totally wrong here, but I feel like Notre Dame was kind of like in the shadows
That
all
defense
year,
looks
and
so
then
good against Georgia. Dude.
out of nowhere,
the defense
just
looks so good against Georgia. The defense.
yeah, it
looked
was backup
so
quarterback. I mean, obviously it's SEC, probably a 4-star recruit, but
Good.
still a
That
freshman.
aside, either way, they
He's
look
second
so
game
fast. They
started.
got after them. Like
Stockton.
they've run a more of a hurry up offense now. Like I don't know if you're like a lot of people are stuck in this. I was literally talking about this with someone. They're in like old fashioned Notre Dame football. Like there's these teams like Bama's starting to modernize more now. Notre Dame is modernized football now. They run hurry up offense. They get after the quarterback. They don't sit back and play zone. They don't sit back and play a cover 2. They literally send 5 after the quarterback. They're blitzing and they're running hurry up offense. It's a modern football for them now. So I think they can compete with Penn State easily. I actually could see them beating. I just think Penn State is a hot hand right now at the QB. So I got to take Penn State.
I just think Penn State has a better body of work this year, but I'm not actually sure about that. I just feel
It's
that
a
way.
feeling,
No,
Trust
that's
me,
true.
I don't want to sit
No,
here
it's
and
true
root
because they
and-
play in the Big Ten. They got to play all these other teams where
Yeah.
Notre Dame's independent. Like
Yeah.
a big argument for them was like they didn't play at that many ranked teams.
but they beat Georgia, so it's like, what are you going to say?
Without their starting QB.
Was Georgia the
Yeah.
best team in the country because they didn't look like it against Notre Dame?
No.
If they had their starting
like,
QB, yeah, they didn't.
That's argument. I mean, I think Carson Beck's super overrated, so I think they could have had him. I think Notre Dame still wins.
I think he's overrated, but I think he would have done a better job.
They would have done a better
backup,
job. It's just unfortunately that better job still would not have been good enough.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Oh, I know. Notre Dame won.
Mike knows, but no one else will know.
Jess, do you have your pick? Who are you taking?
Ohio State
And
or
why is it
Texas?
Texas?
Yeah, I feel like what you do is make
Is Texas not favored in this matchup?
winter conditions.
They can't.
Yeah, what's the line?
The line is Texas +5.
And where is it?
5.
And
It's in.
At Texas,
It's in
but
Dallas. It's at the Cotton Bowl, brother.
No,
That's crazy.
It's
it's
at the Cotton
indoor,
Bowl.
but is it indoor? Is it indoor?
Very-
Oh, it does when it's in Texas.
How's this going to snow in
Yeah.
Texas? What is this?
How do you
Okay,
not
the only
take
that matters is
Texas?
the fans traveling.
How do you not
Fans don't
take
have to travel
Texas
for
plus
Texas, what I'm
5?
saying.
No, for Ohio.
I'm just making sure we're on the same page. I got to clarify for the listeners.
How is this? Yo,
I've been
it's-
on mute the whole time,
it's
so
really
as far as
35
they know, I didn't
degrees
say
in Texas
anything.
right now.
So Jessica decided you take the
That's
Texas
so
line.
funny.
You take the Texas line, but Ohio State's going to win. Hopefully, you picked her up in a different mic. I think. How do you
And it's
not?
in Dallas.
It's in Dallas.
And it's
at
in
the Brown Bowl.
Dallas, yeah, and it's going to be snowing.
Outdoors, snowing in Dallas. What is going on?
See, it's going to be a close game.
How do you not take Texas with the points?
Yeah.
Because Ohio State's so good right now.
That's
Dude,
it.
you're betting on Chip Kelly.
I'm
though.
sorry, that's an Ohio State line if I've ever seen one in my life.
I take Ohio State to
The
cover.
whole
Oh, wow.
country, the
I
whole
take-
country.
I take Ohio State to cover by 10.
Yeah, me too.
That's crazy.
The whole country
I
is
actually
going to put
love it.
money
Let
on
me see.
Texas, and Vegas would not lose that bad. In Texas plus 5.5,
And they lose by 10.
the average bettor is going to fork out money for Texas.
Was it?
They might lose by 15.
Unless they're thinking exactly what I'm thinking, and then it's a double whammy, and Texas wins
No,
by 20.
it's not. Let's look at these odds.
Texas
super
may win
quick.
by 20.
Let's see what the public's betting on.
Texas. That's why they're.
I'll tell you what.
If the public's
to take
80%
Ohio
Texas,
State
then I'm
like
taking Ohio
minus
State,
10
putting
and a
the
half.
That's a Jamie thing.
To take
right now.
Ohio State minus 10 and a half, it's plus 154.
That's not that good.
No, it's not, which means that's very interesting to what you guys are talking about, isn't it, with Vegas? I don't like that at
Damn,
all.
you're cooked, Dave. You're cooked, Dave.
Oh,
yeah.
I bet on Texas.
Yeah,
That's
so-
really
What did
weird.
you say, Jessica?
Dude, Ohio
I
State
got
minus 10
only
and a half
plus
is
154
plus 154
for minus 10 and a half.
Yeah.
I think those odds
Right?
aren't
That's
great.
weird.
Yeah, it's not great.
That tells
That
me
means
something
Ohio State's going to
interesting.
win by 40.
Yeah, it does. Dude, that's insane, actually. Holy moly.
Wait,
Well, that's a part of the parlay. Ohio State's going to win.
there we
this
go. If you
weekend.
go minus 31 and a half, plus 1,100.
It's still not that good. For 31 points, holy shit.
All right.
Well, anyway, enough of that. So I have an Ohio State Penn State final.
Ohio State wins it, too.
Jessica?
I mean,
know
that's
went to Jessica
literally what I
first.
said.
think it's just because what we. So you're going Ohio State. Who wins Notre Dame Penn State?
Take Notre Dame just for the
I
fun.
kind of wanted to say Notre Dame.
Me too.
Me too.
All
Me
right.
too.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm switching it.
I
I'm
can't.
going Notre Dame.
I
I can't root for Penn State. I'm going
Well, just
Notre-
because I know they're going to win doesn't mean I'm
They're
rooting
not.
for them.
Notre Dame's going to win, baby. Speaking into existence. Go
Luck
Birds.
of the Irish, perhaps.
Yeah, luck of the Irish. Orange hair. All right.
When we jot it
Dave,
down.
who do you got? You got Texas against
UT
I'm
versus
trying to
the
do it without actually
Catholics.
saying it.
against Catholics? Oh, let's cook, baby.
Because it might ruin the clip, you know?
Dave's got Catholics versus Catholics. UT versus Notre Dame.
Very good.
Well, I guess Baptists are down there. Whatever.
Dude, I don't want Penn State to win, but they're going to.
All right, you're the only one who
This is
thinks Penn
definitely, I
State's
feel like
gonna
the
win.
most biased part of the podcast is when you guys speak of Penn State.
It definitely
No, wait
is.
till we do the
Eagles and Packers.
NFL
yeah, but I
playoff
still don't
bracket.
feel like it's as strong.
All right.
Because, like, that you guys, like, have enough analysis to be like, all right, I can see both sides.
When we leave here, but
Yeah, well,
Um,
it's time to get hated because I think we're on to the NFL.
Guys, I took so many notes today and it still didn't
did we
help.
say who wins it?
Why didn't it help? Oh, yeah, we probably should. No,
I have Ohio
no.
State winning it.
Yeah, I'll say Ohio State.
Texas. I was rocking with Texas at the beginning. I'm
You
still
were.
rocking with
Notre
Texas.
Dame or Ohio State in the final.
Oh, probably Ohio State.
All right.
Now I want to go Notre Dame.
Great.
Great.
All right, NFL last week. Some fun games, some not so fun games. The Broncos blew out the Chiefs, which was kind of annoying. Everybody wanted to see the Bengals in the playoffs, but
It's both,
the
man.
Chiefs did not want to see the Bengals in the playoffs, so they said we will lose, so the Bengals can't make it. They gave their division rival a chance to make the playoffs, but I think they'd much rather play the Broncos than the Bengals.
It's so both, man.
I
If
don't-
you're not a Bo Nix fan, kick rocks.
Bo Nix is the man.
How can you not be a fan of this dude? He's such a great guy. He's so good at football. He has a cool story.
Yeah, but he's going to lose in the first game of the playoffs, so put the Bengals in. That's my take.
Well, yeah.
I still love Bo Nix, but
Bengals are the team I want to see in the playoffs.
Joey
most.
Burrow
But like,
needs
you
to
could
be
say
in
that
the-
against anyone. You could say that over any
Yeah,
team. Like,
I
they're an
can't.
AFC team. I would say over
well,
NFC.
this
Like,
year was the Broncos. I don't know what to say.
no, I know. I just think it's my point in saying that it's both, that it sucks because it's cool to see Bo Nix win, but it's also like, come on, Chiefs. Like, we want to see the Bengals. So it sucks both.
The Chiefs are outwardly losing that game. Like, I don't even know if winning 28-0 changes my perspective on the Broncos at all.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is the This is the best NFL playoffs in a very long time.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be
Denver could beat
electric.
Buffalo.
We'll get there in a second. We're doing last week's games, okay?
Denver could beat Buffalo.
All right, Lions,
There.
Vikings. Very anticlimactic.
Shout out
Except,
Jameer
I was about to
Gibbs.
say,
Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs went crazy.
yeah,
Let that
Jameer
boy
Gibbs,
eat.
four rub tugs. That was
After
crazy.
getting rocked in the first quarter.
Oh, we got smacked around.
Absolutely. He was out for 5 minutes of clock time, not just not just time passed on the clock.
Mhm.
Time in the game. He was out for 5 minutes because he got obliterated. It was a screen pass, and the linebacker just lined it up the entire time and just murdered him.
I love Jameer.
He had 140 yards too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, at least. I saw him at 137 rushing.
I was 140 rushing.
Yeah, he might have had more. He definitely had more total.
Yeah, I think he was like 180 to 200, like total yards from
Oh
scrimmage.
yeah, because I had him. I think my play this week for the parlay party was him to over 34 receiving. And
You know what I don't like?
yes, broccoli.
No, I actually love broccoli. Landon makes a
Broccoli's
great
great.
broccoli.
Damn, my bad.
I don't like how much slack the Vikings are getting from this game. I think that people are so stuck on Sam Darnold's past, and like it's almost the opposite of recency bias. Where like you see these teams do so well, you see this guy do well, and people have recency bias. For like this guy is so great. It's like the opposite, where like people know about Sam Darnold's past, but they're so focused on one game that happened recently.
You mean there people are out on the Vikings and you think that's not fair?
Yeah,
Oh, I think
they're
that
such a good team still. Great
I-
defense.
They won 14 games this year.
Like,
I
why are
think-
people out on them saying they're going to lose in the first round? Because like they don't.
Oh no, absolutely not. Well, we'll get there in
Everything
just a
wants to
minute.
take the Rams,
But yeah, I think they are exactly what we said they were. I think they're a competitive team who's not a real threat to win the Super Bowl or the NFC, and that is what
we
it
can edit
is.
this part out, but that's a clip for sure. Because we should clip the part where we say what the Vikings are and clip to now where we're talking about them.
Absolutely. Should also clip to me saying they are who we thought they were, and then go to the Cardinals coach who said they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. But no, for real. Like I think they could beat the Rams in the.
Well, it's funny because we said that too.
But they're not. They're going to go up against the Lions, and they're going to lose.
Well, you're right. We literally said they're
Run it back, Turbo.
a team that makes the playoffs, wins the first round, and we actually literally said the wild card, and then they lose in the second round.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find that clip. Anyway, the Lions ended up winning. What was it, 31-9? A bit of an anticlimactic ending to that all-time winningest game. 28 total wins between those teams, with the Lions winning 31-9. Something exciting though, and I don't know how important it was. I think they had to win to get in. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think because if the Falcons won, they were in, or maybe the Bucs had to lose and the Falcons win.
100%. The Bucs had to win or tie to get in.
Right, they had to lose to not get in.
Correct.
Okay, so they
I also just punched my mic, so sorry to everyone.
totally fine. Bill's gonna be pissed, but other than that, but Mike Evans gets to 1K. Now I saw a ton about incentive, but recently I've actually been hearing record breaking or record tying. I think with Jerry Rice. Am I right there?
Yeah, 10 seasons in a
11
You are
seasons
right.
in a row, 1,000 yards.
He was the only person or the fastest person to do it in 10 seasons or something like that.
Evans?
Yeah.
Because he's never not done it.
Right.
Correct.
You want to know something hilarious? Guess how many yards Jerry Rice has?
Total for his whole career?
No clue.
17,185.
Over
I'd
22,000.
say it was more.
So Evans would have to do this again.
You'd have to have a LeBron career.
11 more times.
Again.
In
He'd have to
football.
do it again.
Yeah, but dude, it took him.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Did you get that, Ave?
Yeah, he'd have to run it back. He'd have to double it.
Literally 11 years ago.
I mean,
He'd have to
there's
have
some
LeBron
years,
run.
obviously, he has more than
There is one year.
1,000, but I don't think he's broken
No,
like
no.
1,300.
There's 1 year where he literally has 1,000.
Yeah.
Bro, he almost didn't have 1,000 this year. 22 seconds were left on the clock.
That was such a cool play.
That's what I-
call.
yeah.
He got
There's go ahead.
1,000
Go ahead,
yards.
go.
That's it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but there's a huge part of that. First
So
of all,
Bucky
he did.
Irving had a rushing touchdown.
Yeah,
That's
I
where
think
you're
it was
going, right?
passing actually, because Baker was bummed because he said,
Oh, I thought he went up the alley then.
no, it was a passing play, and he's like, I was staring at Mike, like I knew to the end zone was enough yardage left to get it, and we only had 3-4 minutes
I know he said
left.
like, "Oh shit!" Like
Yeah,
he was like,
and he's like, but at the end of the day, we have to win the game, and so we threw it to Bucky Irving, which is like commendable and respectable. Both that he wanted to get it to Mike, couldn't do it, and said, "Listen, we got to win the game." Got it to Bucky. Bucky had like an 11-yard touchdown, but they ended up getting another drive, and Mike Evans tied that record. I thought that was really, really cool. But to your point, Abe, with like only 20 seconds left, they got it, and Baker even said like, "Thank goodness we got another possession because it was totally possible that we weren't going to get another one."
Mr. 1K.
that team's gonna be interesting next year.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean, if Godwin didn't go down, I
No
would.
shot
I would.
Godwin comes back either. That's the thing.
I would just say they'd be more of a threat. I don't think they're kind of. I don't want to
I'm
say.
saying next year because people contracts are up, like Godwin, who they're not going to bring back. Like they saw what they needed to see from Jalen McMillan.
I think they're going to get better.
Maybe that's kind of what I mean. Depends what Baker does.
I think they found who they can build around.
It's so funny how much of that depends on Baker now.
Yeah, but Bucky's legit. Mike's not done.
2 more years.
Yeah. But I think they're
I'm
like
not
the
saying they're going to be
Vikings.
bad. I'm
No,
saying
but
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're like the Vikings in a sense where if Godwin was there,
Well, it's funny
might
because
be
people
more
actually
like the
put
Vikings.
Baker and Sam Darnold next to each other, so that checks out.
I just think they could beat the Commanders in one game, but then, they're not going to beat the Eagles
I'm taking
in
the
Philly.
Commanders in that game.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying if Tampa wins, I'm not going to shit my pants. Are you?
Why would you shit your pants?
They're in Tampa.
Tampa scares the shit out of me.
Baker threw for 40 tugs.
I said they scare me.
Oh, okay.
I literally actually said.
Yeah, no, you were saying that. I just didn't think you were going to say that because you were not. You were saying the
Bucs
opposite.
scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, no, I know that's what you said.
I think the Commanders win.
You're making it hard to converse right now.
That's okay. If I'm betting, I'm going to bet on the Commanders.
I bet the Bucks cover whatever the line
But
is.
the Bucs scare me if they win because they're a team when they're hot kind of thing. Like even in games, they're streaky. Like they literally were losing to the Saints. They were down, I think, by 14 at one point.
Yeah, I saw that early. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, to no one.
Falcons might make the playoffs.
Their best player that game was Spencer Rattler. Like
Oh, they won.
that. Well, yeah, they won. But that's my point. Is like even in games, they're hot and cold. The Bucs are very much so when they're hot, they're on fire.
Is there a line for that game yet?
Yeah.
Bucks are -3. Oosh, I'm taking Commanders +3 and put my life on it.
Yeah.
Other than that, the Panthers keep the Falcons out. They really didn't because the Bucks won anyway. But that Penix versus Young shootout. What was it? 41-35 or
In
something.
OT as well, yeah.
38. Wow.
This isn't getting enough love here though because I'm going to start with the small one first and shout out Penix that I think the Falcons are kind of showing some promise at a QB position where like Kirk just didn't look like the guy. I think they found Penix who like can start next year and like be someone they can somewhat kind of run with for now. Maybe he's not a Super Bowl winning guy, but he's someone that's showing that he has it. He just doesn't have the full decision making yet. Like he forces some passes still.
Which is what you learn in the pros,
He's a
really.
rookie. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I do think that they can, like they've seen they can win games with him. But the biggest thing here is like Bryce Young, man.
He's nice.
Shout out Bryce Young. I couldn't be any happier for any human on the planet right now. My guy gets 1 year with no weapons. His best weapon was Adam Thielen, who walks around a cane half the time and needs oxygen every 2 games. And people are saying, bench him, he sucks. XYZ, his career's over, and all this stuff like that.
Thielen's nice, bro.
He is nice. He's not a number one guy, though.
No,
If it's your only option, their last option.
No, keep going. You're right. I'm just.
Tommy Tremble was like their next option.
I'm trying to help a brother out. Thielen's working hard out there. High IQ guy.
Thielen's like and he's a great all-time receiver, sure. Not when he's 55.
Yeah. Okay.
Gets benched, comes back, and just absolutely is lights out balling. I'm pretty sure he's a top 5 QB from when he came back to the end of the year.
Can you put that into context?
Statistically wise, I'm pretty sure he can't. What week did he sit? Was it week 8, 9?
Ton. I think he sat for like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I think it's less.
I mean, I don't need you to tell me the specifics. I just mean, what do you mean by top 5? Because there's some good quarterbacks.
Like QBR.
during
like all
that time in yards, QBR,
touchdowns.
yards, touchdowns.
General quarterback thing.
Correct.
He's better. He's a
top 5, I'm pretty sure, statistically wise.
Okay. We're not going to fact check it, but there's 5 quarterbacks I can name that I feel like have been good recently.
I'm pretty sure just Lamar, Josh Allen,
Burrow. Bo Nix.
He's had better numbers than
Jared
Bo
Goff, Sam Darnold.
I don't think Sam Darnold has had better numbers.
Okay, that's fine. I'm pro young. That's sick. That's a great stat. Top 5 is intense. If that's true, even better.
I'm pretty sure. We'll be conservative. I'll say top 10. Sure.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure it's top 5 though.
I just want to close this out really quick on the Penix conversation. I heard a really interesting take on draft night, or like I think it was actually during the combine. It was like the opposite of what I've ever believed to be interesting in a quarterback prospect, but it was that he's a little bit older. I think he's 25-ish, and he's a rookie, maybe 24. And he's been through a ton of injuries. And I was like,
ton of injuries.
Okay, that seems like the opposite person you would want to scout and recruit for your team.
Oh,
and the take was actually that he is proven to be able to play through and recover from injuries, and is a year or two older than the rest, and actually has really great experience and football IQ. And I was like, what an interesting take, because you're either gambling on someone you don't know much about, like going through adversity, right? Like a Trevor Lawrence, who I'm still pro Trevor Lawrence in as far as like he's a professional QB, but somebody who has won over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I think he lost 1 game from high school all the way through college, or maybe 0. But it was just an interesting take. Like he's a little bit older, so a little bit more experience, and he's shown us that he can get through injuries and play through injuries and recover from injuries. So we just know what we're getting. And I was like, wow, what an interesting take. And I'm just happy to see him succeed in the NFL so far.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting point, like, Abe, let me know what you think about this, is like Bo Nix is also 24, 25. Like, so like, look how, not to just fun on words, but like great. Look how great that worked out for him, for how great he looks. Like, he looks unreal. So like, do you think that like has the IQ thing? Like, I'm pretty sure he was a COVID year in college. So
yeah,
like, he played 5 years.
I mean, we're saying, this is one thing that the GOAT of football has said. He's saying we're forcing these guys to play at too young of an age. They don't understand how to play football at this level. So like, if you have players that play in college for an extended period of time, maybe they redshirt or they have an injury or whatnot, and then they get to the pros. And honestly, Penix was in a good situation where he had a pro in Kirk Cousins who he could learn from in camp.
He's still a good mentor, even if he didn't have a great year.
Right. And like, it takes time to learn how to play at this level. So like, it can benefit certain players. Even like Mahomes didn't play right away. Like, there's players like that. The story's been written 1,000 times where like players need to develop once they get to the NFL. Like, you can't usually just jump right into it. So I think definitely is a thing of age players, and like, the whole thing now is to get the players as young as possible, but we still need to develop these guys and have them, learn behind these NFL systems.
It's almost like it's the way to go now. Because like, you look at Jordan Love, great year when he's healthy. You look at Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre. Like, all these guys are kind of doing it now. And like, Patrick Mahomes is a great shot. Like, sat behind Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And now it's like, people will debate the best QB of all time.
I think it's the best of all
so
time.
It is interesting. But I think it's because they don't force as much at this older age. Like, it's almost like they're smart and they're not as jumpy.
Right. And they've seen a lot of things. They've been in wars. They know what to expect. And it's like, this the NFL thing doesn't shock them at all.
It's almost like they studied more film.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Like, they've been alive longer.
Who would have thought studying more film would help you play football at a higher level?
It is awesome, though. Shout out to Bryce Young and Michael Penix.
Yeah, shout out to Bryce Young. I mean,
and Bo Nix.
Number 1 overall pick. You knew the game was there. It's just the situation was awful last year.
We've seen in Carolina them, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. It's not the first time that a quarterback goes wrong in Carolina.
This next one I put in here, I don't know how big it is. I think he's the biggest. I think he's one of the biggest drama guys.
I heard just today that this is like
fake news.
Calm down, and
they're like having
they had a good conversation. Already. But I actually like the G. So
for what they know, Tyreek wants out of Miami. Apparently,
Tyreek said, "I'm out. This is whack."
And he literally tweeted at the Chiefs.
Yeah,
little bitch.
I saw the GM.
Excuse me. Sorry, Aunt Pam.
No, fine. It's fine. It's a fucking bitch. Sorry, Mom. But Tyreek, yeah, very outwardly said, I went out of Miami. I'm over this, yada, yada, yada.
And quote unquote, like that's like,
oh, yeah,
that's not like,
he said it worse than I just said.
Yeah, way worse. Like you are not.
Very direct.
Yeah.
The
That just needed to be clear.
I think it was the GM, maybe the owner. I was listening. I wasn't watching. I wasn't looking at the TV.
It was the GM.
Somebody, yeah, he said they had a good conversation. He didn't disrespect Tyreek by any means, but he did make it a point to mention this is unacceptable. This will not be tolerated, and I will not ever have a player do this ever again. And then followed up with like, he understood, everything's good, yeah, so on and so be it. But I was like, good for him. Like,
it's just too big of a baby.
But it's not just, oh, you're so good and you're so great and we'll bend the knee and do whatever you want. You can talk shit on us and say you won't trade and we're just going to trade you. Like, no, we had a conversation like adults. And by the way, I let him know that's unacceptable. You don't do that. That's not how you treat an organization who has probably provided a ton for you and your family, whatever it is. And I was just like, respect to him. Like,
I'm going to double down.
It is wrong of Tyreek to just do that after a loss in the last season. And you can believe that, but
let me have your back, brother.
You don't disrespect the team that way.
Let me have your back, brother.
Especially wanting out of
not
Kansas
even just
City.
an organization. Not even just an organization.
The city.
The city, the fans that back you, they pay money for all these tickets to come to the game so you can make a salary, you can make these millions, wear all your gold chains. And even one step deeper, all these other players, all the linemen, all the other receivers that block for you, Alex Ingold in the fullback who blocks for you, Tua who has 17 concussions and comes out and plays because he wants to play with you, the line that blocks so Tua can pass it to you. You know what, Tyreek? All these other guys lay it out for you. Why are you doing this to them? You are so disrespectful to your team that puts it on the line for you week in and week out.
Yeah, if Mike was a GM, he probably would have said, all right, kick rocks. I'll sell you tomorrow.
Done.
For nothing. Give me a 6th-round draft pick.
Yeah, I'm good. Give me Lad McConkey, who wants to win. He wants to play for the team.
Straight up. I would make that
Give
trade.
me him.
Dude, well, that's nice.
I don't know. I'm out on that.
Yeah.
Like, I think not a good person at that point. And like we all
would they have made the playoffs if they won? No, right? Broncos.
They need the Broncos.
a lot of help,
Broncos still make it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they lost. It was emotional against the Jets, I guess. Whatever. But yeah, wrong decision. Lastly, before
emotional, you haven't beat a team above 500 since 2022. Get out of here, emotional.
I'm with you. Really quick before we get into the playoff picture, which I think is going to be the most exciting part. Patriots and the Raiders both fire their head coach. One of you can talk more about the Patriots if you like. One thing weird about the Raiders, Pierce took over as an interim, I believe, halfway through last year, and then this was his first year. For me, kind of like Dan Campbell. Like, what do you expect out of the Raiders in year one? Unless they were, I mean, I know the interim thing happened, and then it was kind of influenced by the players. Like, oh, we like him.
They were winning.
We want Antonio Pierce to stick around. Okay, fine.
It was good energy.
Even more so. I want to assume that the front office wasn't sure originally and was like, whatever, things are going well. We'll give him a year. But like, if you believed in him and this year happened, I don't know why you fire him. Like, the roster you have is not a playoff roster. So I understand if like they knew going in, like, hey, Antonio Pierce is not the guy. He was the interim head coach. He knows the guys. We're not sure who we want to hire, so we're just going to ride it out with him and then figure it out in a year from now. Okay, fair enough. But if Antonio Pierce was supposed to be the guy, then I don't know why you would fire him. Like, look at the Lions. Dan Campbell. I don't think it was 0-16 because he was on the 0-16.
He was on the Lions team that went 0-16.
But his first year they were 3-13 or 3-12-1, and then they were like 8-9, and then they were the first, and then they were like 12-4, and now they're the best team in the NFL. So I don't know. My Antonio Pierce take is, unless that there was a plan of like, yeah, we don't really love him, but we don't know who else to hire for now. Fine, but these are long-term solution. You got to give the guy a chance. Yeah, I mean, that Raiders roster was not ready to win. So when they win 4 games, you don't fire the head coach. You just, all right, what are we doing next year? I mean, Did you guys expect the Raiders to win 7, 8, 9, 10 games?
Absolutely not. They had
With Bill Belichick?
Gardner Minshew, and who else was their quarterback at some point?
Well, they did have Devontae
Aiden
and
O'Connell.
Jacoby like going into it, but Aiden O'Connell is not the guy, and neither is Minshew. Even if you have
would see them
Devontae,
8 wins.
Eight
they traded
wins?
away Josh Jacobs. Like they didn't bring. They have
Defense
Matt.
is solid.
In that
It
division,
is. They have
with,
Max Crosby. That's it.
That division with the Broncos, the Chiefs. Who else is in that
Chargers.
division? The
Yeah, I
Chargers.
expected that.
8 wins?
I could see them being an 8 wins team.
Yeah, not me.
I'm saying going into the year, hindsight's 2020. No, I think the Chargers are the best team in that division. So no.
Well, the Chargers, I don't see. I think
said what I said, Abe. You heard me.
the Chargers way
You
overperformed
heard
for
me,
sure.
Abe.
But like,
I said what I said.
so you're pro fire Antonio Pierce based on performance.
Not based on performance, based on what they're trying to do. It's a full reset.
See, my thing is they're going to draft a QB to reset that team.
I don't know if they're going to.
And he's not the guy to do it.
I don't think they're going to. How
Wow.
are they going to? Because it's going to go Tennessee, Browns, Giants. You have 2 QBs in this draft between Cam Ward and Shador. So one's off the board with the Titans.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then the Browns.
It depends what the Browns want to do. The Browns, are they set up for that QB rebuild to where like they're fine with doing that, or do they want to go offensive line or something like that and then wait on a QB? Or do they want to trade back because that pick's going to be valuable? But the Giants take a QB.
Yeah, I understand your point as far as the draft is concerned, but from the Raiders' perspective, almost to what you said, the defense decent. They have Brock Bowers. They have Jacoby Myers. What they need is a quarterback, and I don't think that they believe Antonio Pierce is. So Aiden McConnell's going to take them to the playoffs,
I'm not saying they don't need a QB.
and is Minshew? They don't have to draft
really
one.
Quick, I'm not saying they don't need a QB. I agree they need a QB.
Yeah.
They need a better line. They need a running back. Jacoby Myers is not a wide receiver 1.
So then, why did you expect them to get 8 wins?
Because I said going into
With
it when they had
Devontae.
Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers and
We didn't know if Brock
you had
Bowers was
some
gonna be this
coming
good.
into it where
and
you-
Minshew.
and Madison and Minshew and Madison was better coming in the year. You had Zamir
Well, you
White
lost
and like they
Josh
had talent. They at
Jacobs.
least had a committee back there that would have worked well off together. It literally did work well off of one another 2 years ago. So coming into it, yes. And like I said, hindsight 2020, 100% no. I don't expect them to get 8 wins.
So do you fire Pierce or not?
Yes, because it's a full rebuild where they're going to fully invest in Brock Bowers and building this team around him. Because Jacoby, like I said, Jacoby's not a 1. They need better runs to the line. They need a running back. They need a QB.
And Pierce's strength was the team that was there, not
It was the
not
locker
building
room
a new
behind
one.
him. Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough about losing teams.
The only thing I'll say is Jerome
Yeah, we
Mayo had
haven't-
no clue what he was doing.
we have another firing.
He got a
Thank
raw
God he's
deal,
out.
though.
That was
That's
the
the
Patriots.
best thing that ever happened to Drake May.
I mean, Vrabel's about to slide right in there.
Awesome.
That's what they're
That's
saying.
the
They
best thing that
probably
could ever
should,
happen to
yeah.
Drake May.
Yeah.
It's actually the best thing that could ever happen to Ramondre Stevenson
Well,
as well.
who's the really? It's going to be the OC because Vrabel's not going to call offensive plays.
He's a run the ball guy, so he might just say give it to Ramondre and Antonio Gibson.
Yeah,
like
but
he
he's a
did for Dirk.
defense guy. No, am I wrong?
He's a
about that?
defense guy.
Yeah. Okay.
He literally is a linebacker, defensive end coach, something like that for the Browns right now. He literally no pads, straps up, and just gets after it with the players. It's insane.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's savage.
All right, I keep flirting with the playoff picture because I want to talk about it, but we do have one more thing. This will hopefully take less
You
than
can
1
get this
minute.
into this one when we get to the game if you
It's a
want.
little nerve wracking.
Yeah, we'll just talk about this when we get to that game. Actually, you're right. All right, so we have the playoff picture. I'm going to run through this quickly, but we don't. No. Just the standings.
I'm just joking.
The standings I'll run through as a unit, Jessica included. We're going to talk through who's going to win, who's going to lose. We're not going to have a podcast, hold us to this, but we're just going to talk each game really quickly, winner, loser, why, and then obviously as the playoffs continue, we'll talk through each game. So in the NFC, we have the Detroit Lions with a bye in the 1 seed. We have the Philadelphia Eagles against the Green Bay Packers in Philadelphia, 2 seed against the 7 seed. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Washington Commanders, Tampa Bay 3 seed against the 6 seed Commanders. We have the LA Rams taking on the Minnesota Vikings in LA. Mike has something to say.
So they putt on this green, and dude, that technology's so advanced, it literally can make putts move from like 24 feet left to right. Like if it's going to break 24 feet left, it can break 24 feet right by them just clicking a button on the greens. It's so insane.
We're watching TV,
That's
by
so
the way.
tough.
It's the
How much do they spend
TGL,
on-
I think it is.
Yeah, the golf league.
Yeah. It's insane. It's Tigers League.
Do you know how much they spend on these greens and this technology?
Trillions.
Trillions.
It has to be oil money.
Trillions. I don't know.
Go ahead, Delu. Sorry.
No,
That was super cool.
Jeff has something to say.
Are we not doing a parlay type pick this week?
Oh, we can. We will.
Well, the way I was going to do it was to talk about every game.
We're gonna
So
fine.
we're gonna
you're
make
already
just running
talking about every
No,
game.
I'm just running through the seeds. Just who's in what seed because the playoff picture ended last weekend. Anyway, we have Kansas City in the AFC as the 1 seed. So they have the bye. Buffalo is taking on the Denver Broncos in Buffalo, 2 seed versus 7 seed. Baltimore is sorry, Mike had to clap there.
Give me the Broncos.
Baltimore is hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to be an electric atmosphere. In Baltimore. Would be better if it was in Pittsburgh, right, Mike?
Would be better if it was in Pittsburgh.
3 seed versus the 6 seed. And then the Houston Texans in Houston take on the Los Angeles Chargers as the 5 seed. We will go through this as a group, starting in the NFC with the 2 seed versus 7 seed. But Jessica's going to chime in with her parlay of the week, so you're going to have to follow through. We will recap the parlay of the week as we finish. So,
Should we just do the parlay of the week throughout?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, for now, we'll just do the first weekend, then the second weekend, and then the Super Bowl.
So you're doing like a bracket?
Yes, right here.
But just so you
However,
know,
but the
NFL is
parlay
interesting because it
reseeds it,
reseeds.
yeah.
So
It does reseed, but the parlay of the week.
Won't matter for that, yeah.
So let's just do this week then. Let's just talk this week.
So the
Yeah, that's
the way
fine.
I
We'll
wanted
just talk
to
this
do
week.
it,
No
I want to
six
get to
games.
my thing.
We'll talk Super Bowl winner. No,
Yeah.
Super Bowl winner, and then just this week.
Fine.
We won't talk semifinals. And then the parlay of the week will make sense because it'll only be this week.
I'm not just running through numbers though.
That's fine. That's fine. If your parlay doesn't matter for the game we're talking about, then just don't worry about it.
I have notes on every single game.
Oh, okay. Well, then great.
I thought that there's 6 games.
Mhm.
We should really
6
dissect each one, a bit, not to like go through each one heavily, but I mean, I have my notes. They're either good or they're bad. And then I was genuinely going to ask you
They're
guys and say, here's what my pick would be. Here's my notes. What do you think?
Yeah, so
and then
here's what
you
we'll
guys
do.
can banter about it.
We'll talk through the game. And then you tell us what your bet is.
All right, get to the game that we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk Eagles-Packers first.
I hate that.
Jordan Love goes down last week. Christian Watson now with torn ACL. They're banged up.
Birds by a million.
Hurts
It's at
actually,
home.
Hurts is in fact not in the concussion protocol. This is all gamemanship and fake news. I promise he will play this weekend.
That's Bush League out of the Eagles.
Yep, amateur hour. Give me the birds.
I'm taking the Birds too, but that Hurts injury is concerning because he hasn't been on the practice field. I'm a bit nervous about that one, but like you said, injuries for the Packers. I think Philadelphia at home, it's just too much for them to overcome.
I'm
So
pretty sure
Philly-
Jordan Love's questionable.
Totally agree. Jordan Love is also questionable, although I think he's going to play. I think Hurts is too. However, I will say, if we weren't in a it doesn't matter game starting all of the backups, and we did start the starters, and Hurts did not play,
We still win, yes.
no, last week
Oh.
against the Giants, right? Saquon's in, AJ's in, offensive line's in, defense is in, but Hurts is still in concussion protocol. Going into this week, we would be more nervous than we are. But we watched all the second stringers play, and I think subconsciously we just went, oh, well, of course Hurts isn't going to play because of why would he play? It's just an extra week of rest. But like, if he is in concussion protocol and all the starters did play except for Hurts and McKee started,
Give me McKee, baby.
we would be
Nice.
going
He
into
is
this
nice.
game. But is he going to beat the Packers?
Yes.
But listen,
Yeah, I think so too.
Nobody's seen Jalen Hurts
Dude,
for
they're
the past
talking
2
about-
weeks. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Their relationship with Jair Alexander, who's their best cornerback right now, is so bad that they're talking about releasing him. But they can't because they're in playoff.
That's insane.
That's a real thing.
He's so good.
He's
He's
so
nasty.
good, but he's an absolute scumbag.
So I believe in McKee. He can sling that thing. But if he's starting, I don't.
I just take A.J. Brown over any cornerback. So
Yeah, and I mean, our weapons are great, and Saquon's going to run all over them regardless.
Yep.
So, Jessica, what do you have for that game? Anything?
what's the line at? Start there.
Yeah, the line's at -4.5 for the Eagles. Let me go to it. I just remember that. I think it's -215 for the money line.
That's pretty good.
I take
parlay.
the Eagles here. When you're doing some analysis, the things that I looked at was the first game of the season we played in Brazil. We played them. Both teams actually did really well. Both quarterbacks did well before Jordan Love got hurt. So
I got married that day.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Fun fact. Yeah.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. We watched the game.
I
But
thought
just kidding, Mike. We were watching
I
you.
thought it was Eagles-Giants we watched.
No, it was the
No,
first
wow.
game.
Oh, no, the Giants fans
We
were just
literally-
mad that the Eagles
Yes,
were
correct.
scoring.
And
yeah.
how big a fan.
Saquon scored twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that now.
No, I was just like, it had to be Eagles-Giants because there was controversy, but it was just the Eagles winning
There
at
was
all.
never any controversy.
No.
Because we were just
But it was just like
we were there.
booze and cheering. It was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, Brazil. I was wrong.
No, I was just saying that it was in theory a good game, but I actually think even if Hurts doesn't play, which I do, Mike, believe more towards what you said, I think they're just, why would they give their opponent some insight into what our game plan could be? Like, just don't say anything.
Going to play. In my opinion, it's as simple as if you shut down Josh Jacobs, this game's over. Or not even shut down Josh Jacobs. A Gene T shutdown.
If Jacobs
a
has
Gene T shutdown, just don't let him rush for
80 yards and a touchdown out of Jacobs and we win.
game over.
So what's your bet for that game in particular?
I was actually just I was gonna take the money line, but you might as well just take the spread. I think they're gonna win.
You want to
genuinely.
buy 4.5?
4.5.
love it.
The lines are moving, but we're at 4.5 right now. It's minus 105.
I'm taking them spread. I love it.
Parlay too.
Ace,
Over under 45.5.
Ace
Whatever.
says money
there.
line. You say 4.5. Mike says
They win by
4.5.
10.
Luke says 6.5.
Let's alternate spread it to 10.
Yeah, exactly. Go Birds. Just take the spread 4.5.
I do think they win at 10, but I agree. Just take the spread at 4.5.
Take the spread at 4.5. Next game, Abe's softer than a tissue, but he ain't nothing to sneeze at. Next game, Commanders Bucks. I don't know what the line is.
This is
I
such
love
a good
the Bucks.
NFL playoffs,
I love
dude.
what a game.
Holy moly.
What an exciting
what a playoffs,
game.
like
Yeah.
dead serious.
Every
what a
game,
playoffs.
every
Holy
game.
moly. I'm excited for every single game, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Mike, put him on the exciting whiteboard.
Yeah, do it. I'm excited. Like,
You are
come
exciting,
on.
White. You're exciting. This game, another electric, maybe more electric than the first, just because the passion in it with the Commanders' like newfound awesomeness out of nowhere, just
I
like
love Jaden Daniels.
yeah,
I hate that he's on
the
the
quarterback.
Commanders.
I like McLaurin.
He's
I
on the
like
Commanders.
Robinson. It's just a fun
Even
team to
Eckler's a
watch.
hard guy to root against.
But then you look at the Bucks, and you got Baker and Bucky and Evans, and it's an equally exciting team to root for. For me, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit of an Oklahoma guy. I could see you not liking Baker, but dude, he was electric all year. If the Bucks win, I won't be shocked. I think I'm leaning Commanders.
Commanders are interesting because they get a bad rep as a batter on defense. They're 8-2 against teams that rush over 120 yards more than them. 120 yards in a game against them. Sorry. Like they're not even a bad run defense. They're pass.
Well, they can
defense is
be.
defense.
That point was almost like, sure, they're a bad run defense. They win those games anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
But my point is like people are like they're gonna lose because they're a bad run defense. And it's
Doesn't
like,
matter.
It doesn't matter. They win.
Yeah, they score more than the teams who rush against them.
Correct. And they're good against the pass right now. So like I don't see the Bucks winning this game. They're an exciting team, and like I said, I just think they're too streaky within the game that they're playing to win this game. Where the Commanders will be more consistent throughout.
Fair enough. Let's make our picks and then see
What do you think, Gabe?
and then see what Jessica's pick is.
Washington Commanders. I'm rocking with the Rook. I think he's going to go into Tampa
Stud, right?
and get the dub.
So Abe's got Commanders. Mike,
Oh, I'm Commanders.
I got the Bucks. Jessica, what's the bet?
I actually was
I got the
taking a
Bucks.
look at the Mike Evans and Lattimore, however you say his name.
Yep. Marcus Lattimore.
Yeah, no, his name's not
Yes,
Marcus.
Marcus Lattimore, yes.
It's Marcus. He's like Mike Evans' kryptonite. So I actually have
And it's factual,
Washington.
they actually get in fistfights every game.
Literally, Mike Evans
the game.
is phenomenal, except when he's playing him and he's this cornerback covering him.
He's
So
so checked against.
I have
Shrek.
Washington +3 minus 115 there.
Love it.
I'll take that. I had Bucks, but
She's
it's close.
so freaking right.
She's
It's
starting
actually
to.
insane.
She went over to the couch before this episode.
They
for
fight
an
every
hour.
game. They've gotten kicked out of. I'm pretty sure it's 2 or 3 games that they played against each other.
Looney Tunes fights
And they
as
have
well.
plenty of matchups. Like it's insane.
All right, so we got Eagles -4.5, Commanders +3.5.
Come on, give me this game.
Next game we got is LA Rams against the Minnesota Vikings. Honestly,
give me the Rams, baby.
Beats me what the line is. I have no clue. Mike, I'm with you, dude. Honestly, the Vikings. All due respect. I honestly, I think I want you to win. If you won the NFC, if the Eagles don't, I wouldn't even be mad. I love what Sam Darnold's doing.
I just defended Sam Darnold to the any word I could say ever.
I'm happy to see Aaron Jones thrive on a rival team because the Packers told him he was washed, and then he said, "I'll show you."
Same division and everything.
Jefferson's cool. Like I'm pro
Hawkinson,
Vikings.
Cool story.
But dude,
Addison,
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kieran Williams, and Kyron Williams and Stafford. I'm sorry, brother. They're gonna beat the Vikings.
I'm all in.
Ave.
I think Cooper Kupp has a huge game.
That's a 14-win team that we're talking about.
14-3.
Rams are finally healthy, baby.
Mr. Addison out there as well. As you said, Aaron Jones, Mr. Forehead himself.
I'll say this. I'm assuming the Vikings are going to be minus points even though it's in LA.
This is the close. I know.
Take the LA spread.
This is the closest game in the entire playoffs. I do know that.
So what? It's LA like plus 1.5?
It's 1.5.
Yeah. LA plus? Or?
Minus 1.5 for the Vikings.
Yeah, okay.
So
Nailed it.
plus, yeah.
Look at me.
Skull.
So I have a podcast.
I'm taking the Vikings. Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. I don't blame you whatsoever.
You can't.
It's a 14-win team we're talking about here. They lost,
dude, I was the one.
twice to the Detroit Lions.
I just wanted to make it known.
I'm changing.
Really quick,
you juiced me up. You stood up. You clapped.
When we talked about the past week, I literally sat here and I said, I hate how much backlash the Vikings are getting. They're a good team. They won 14 games. They're awesome. XYZ. Give me the Rams.
Skull.
Give me the Rams.
Skull.
All right, Jessica.
Skull. All right, Ave and I got the Vikings.
Silence.
Mike got the Rams. What do you got, Queen Doris?
We need to get her a hammer, like a.
She's got a hammer, dude. Trust.
Ew.
Hey, you took it that way. Get your head out of the gutter, all right?
Sorry, Pam.
My analysis for this game showed that it was a tough game to come back from for the Vikings. When the Vikings lose, they tend to lose that next game. I'm taking the Rams money line here plus 100.
Give me the Rams.
Rams money line.
Love it.
If the Vikings
By the
lose
way,
by 1
such a
point,
tight game. This was scary, and the fact that Mike stood up and said Rams made me feel confident. Like this is
I love it.
This is a crazy tight game.
Rams win by 14.
Dude, I was so in on the Rams, but then I was like, everything I just said about the Rams, the Vikings do better. So
that's just so fair. You know what they don't do better?
Win.
Which is crazy
win in the playoffs.
To say.
Win in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I actually wasn't going to even go that way, but that is very true.
Yeah.
They're better at passing the ball, which is like crazy to say because of the year Sam Darnold's
Who can
had.
cover so scary?
You just cannot get.
Who's going to stop Jefferson?
I agree. You cannot get You can't get focused on what Sam Darnold has done in the past. But either way, you also have to understand what Matthew Stafford has done.
Oh yeah, I'm taking. If you said build a team, it's the playoffs. I'm taking Stafford before Darnold.
And that's what it's going to come down to. Can the Vikings score in the red zone? I don't think they do.
Even I still stand on Skull. But the Jessica is the boss, and she said Rams money line,
which is fair. We would split half and half there because this is the closest game of the weekend.
Yeah. All right. Exciting here. Mike has spoiled this 6 times already this episode.
I'm so excited.
We already know what Ave is going to say.
I'm so excited about it.
So ultimately, I just have to think through this one.
Say who it is.
I'll just let Ave intro this and talk through it with Mike. We're going Buffalo Bills 2 seed in Buffalo against the Denver Broncos 7 seed. Take it away while I think, because I think the crowd knows where you guys are.
I mean, this is the exciting white. It's good milk in Buffalo. Bills Mafia, they're at home. They kind of do this until they run into Kansas City every single year. And I think they're going to do it again. Give me Joshua Allen over the Denver Broncos in this matchup.
Hey, you know what? There's another exciting way right there in Bo Nix. And that dude is absolutely talented.
Yes.
He is going to lead this team. You have Patrick Surtain who can shut down any player on the Bills. Does not matter who it is. Who are you going to trust?
It's only Amari Cooper, and then
no one.
James
Dalton Kincaid's hurt, I'm pretty sure.
I like Keon Coleman, but I'm not going to be like, Keon Coleman's
They're one of the
beat
best
us.
defensive lines in football. Give me that defense against the Bills. I think that offense is good enough to score. They win. Give me the exciting white Bo Nix. Give me... The Bills are scared of orange, is what I'm getting to. They're scared of the Bengals. They're also scared of the Broncos. Give me Bo Nix.
All right. I've had my time. I've heard your thoughts. The Buffalo Kills are coming away with a W here. Come on now. Let's not get ridiculous.
I'm always off man now.
Bo Nix is a talented quarterback. Yes, he is. One day, he will be a part of the exciting whites. But as Avery Alexander Nikon mentioned...
All right, let's make it interesting. What do we want to wager?
Josh Allen is the exciting white. He will pull this out. You know, when we get to next week and we see if he pulls this off and he's playing either Pittsburgh or Baltimore...
Let's do something fun that we can clip and we can post.
We'll see.
The Broncos win this game.
You tell me. Well,
we can talk about it off air maybe, and just maybe it'll be a surprise. But I'm down to wager something. The Broncos win this game.
You should put your own money on it.
Whatever you're going to get.
Here's what I'll say. Depending on what the spread is, I'm happy to bet on the Broncos.
I bet on the Broncos.
But if we're solely money line, the Bills are winning this game.
When are we getting this episode out? We can have the fans decide on the gambles.
This episode will be out tomorrow.
Okay. If the fans want to chime in and let us know what the gambles are for the Denver Broncos versus Buffalo Bills.
I'll be editing it tonight while playing Marvel Rivals, and it'll be posted about noon tomorrow because I'm going to bring my computer to work, and during lunch, I'll upload it.
Grinder.
Jessica, can you just please tell the people what's actually going to happen in this?
Come on, Jessica. Come
game?
On home.
Tell us what's going to happen.
She knows ball.
She does know ball. So let's see.
So this was a fun game to look at. I think either way, it could go either way. I actually had this game as this is a little scary, but I did have it as an underdog game, and I have the Broncos plus 8.5.
Give me them guys.
Listen. I said Broncos plus 8.5. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that.
That's a touch more than a touchdown.
Broncos plus 8.5. That's almost 9. I'll take that. I'm happy.
I'm taking the Broncos by a field goal. I'm just trying to get exact score now.
Yeah, you're taking money line. Are you ready to go money line? I mean, you said 8.5. That's reasonable.
No, I would take them 8.5 probably if I'm gambling. Money's money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had 8.5. It's at minus 150. I'm sorry.
I'm
in the wrong one. Minus 105.
Oh, I take that easy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's easy.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
Now this could be one where Josh Allen just goes absolutely crazy, but
Jessica,
I don't think that's it.
No, it's not.
But then,
yeah, exactly.
Broncos win.
And also, guess what? If he does, Bo Nix also goes crazy.
All right, so we got
Come all in.
Broncos plus 8.5 in that game. We will run through all of them at the end. Don't you worry.
Don't care about
Our
this game.
odds are going to be
Ravens.
beautiful this week.
Next game, we have Baltimore Ravens at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's just been weird all year to me.
Doesn't matter. The Ravens just beat them by like 25. I'm good.
I got Ravens.
Baltimore.
Jessica.
I think George Pickens is questionable too again.
Quick shift over to you. Pittsburgh hasn't looked great recently, and
JJ Watt's out. I'm pretty sure too.
TJ.
JJ Watt's retired. So.
Whatever one. JJ Watt's definitely out.
No, he's actually in. He's just being an announcing.
Look at her. Look how bad she wanted to take Pittsburgh.
No shot.
So
don't even sniff them. Don't even say it. Don't even look at it.
So the Steelers have been struggling. Obviously, they lost like the last 4 games. I think they actually did lose the last 4 games.
Going to make it 5 soon. They're playing another
we do
good
have
team
that little Flowers injury that could come into play here because it could mess stuff up.
My wife.
First ever Pro Bowl, by the way. Shout out Zay Flowers.
First ever Pro Bowl for a Baltimore receiver since like 99.
Yes.
Do you think perhaps like Justin Fields could provide maybe a spark that's needed? I actually am
believe it or not, he won't see the field.
He won't be on the field.
I have Pittsburgh plus 9.5.
Nope, not touching it.
And I think what you do on this game is you let it sit because it's going to go up to 10 something.
Yeah,
you let it wait.
I'm taking the Ravens to cover by 17.
Yeah, I think
I'm happy to make my own bet against you then.
I'm all down.
Okay, here's the thing.
You have to make
I know this one's a crazy one, so we don't have to add this.
Here we go. Jessica, we've gone with you 4 straight times on this 5th one. I think we're going to have to overrule.
That's fine.
I'm actually down to take Baltimore by 10.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think it's 9.5. Is that the line?
I was going to say 13.5 because I think they win.
Let's just take them 9.5. let's alt spread it to 6.5. They win by a touchdown.
Let's do 9.5. They win by 10.
I would
9.5.
just leave it. Let me go to them. So we're taking
And I'm gonna take
9.5
it
minus
so the odds
115.
do not get worse.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. This was really just a fun one.
All right, Baltimore minus.
funsies.
Listen, you've nailed the first 4. I'm not gonna lie. I picked the opposite team, but as far as where the line was, you've nailed it.
I've actually picked the same team.
Yes and no.
No, literally yes.
Yeah, but Denver, she has it plus 8.5. It doesn't mean she's with you on them winning.
Fair.
But this one,
This is the game I'm most excited
let's
for.
go Baltimore minus 9.5. Okay, Houston Chargers. I'm going to lead off. It's going to be 1, maybe 2 sentences. Here's what I have to say about this. I have no clue what's going to happen. The Texans could ball out with Mixon, Collins, and Stroud. And the Chargers could also get carried by Herbert, McConkey, their defense.
Don't forget about Disley. Don't sleep on him, and don't sleep on J.K.
Dobbins. Well, I wasn't done talking.
Disley.
So I have no clue. I don't have a strong opinion, and I'm going to just piggyback off whatever you guys say. So take the floor.
I would love this for Houston if they had Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell. But those players are not in the lineup, and they have looked pretty shaky over these last few weeks. So I'm going to go with the boys out in LA, the Chargers, for this one. Yeah, I mean, I love Houston. It's just,
You don't see it?
I can't see it. I can't see him winning this game.
I'm going to give away something really quick. Can I say who I have in the Super Bowl really quick?
I guess.
I have Chargers, Lions win. That's literally my Super Bowl right now. So I have the Chargers winning the next 2 rounds. I'm all in them. I think Ryans is a great coach for the Texans. I think he does a great job. I think Harbaugh's a better coach. I think they're poised to make a playoff run. I think they're built to play in any environment, whether it's a defensive football game or a shootout game. I think they're there to compete. I think they have weapons when Justin Herbert's under center. Between Ladd, I hate to say this. Even Quentin Johnson had a good end of the year. JK's there. You got Gus
Good
Edwards.
last game.
Will Disley's looked great.
Yes.
Even Joshua Palmer started to come alive towards the end of the year.
Cole Palmer.
Joshua Palmer. All behind the Chargers on this one. I think the Texans are debatably the most overrated team in the NFL.
I like what you said. I don't love it. I think the Chargers win. I think it's going to segue nicely into what we're wrapping up today's episode in with what I want to say. Spoiler alert, I suppose a little bit. I don't think the Houston Texans are overrated. I think they got hurt. I think they were. I think they were exactly who they were. I think if they have Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, they have 2 more wins on this year, and they're 11. They have 11 wins instead of 9. That being said,
they're the worst team on this AFC side.
Pittsburgh.
Right now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
No.
But they lost.
Pittsburgh's better than them right now.
Yeah.
Over the same form, like the last 5 games?
Right now, Pittsburgh and Texans played each other.
I'd take
taking
Pittsburgh.
I'd probably take Houston.
I mean, listen, it's those 2. But all that being said, I take the Chargers, but their weapon, I mean, listen, I love Ladd. Like, legitimately love Ladd.
Game changer, yep.
Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Is Gus Edwards even playing?
A little bit, but it's way
It's Dobbins.
heavy on.
So, like, when they were in Baltimore, Dobbins was nice. Dobbins is sick.
90 yards per carry.
Dobbins is nice. My whole point was going to be...
crazy. 90 yards a game, sorry.
Yeah, my whole point was just going to be that Herbert...
Could you imagine?
Herbert is nice. And we can segue right into this after Jessica gives her spiel, but...
Hot take.
I'm Chargers.
Easily top 10, top 5, maybe QB in the league.
Yeah, for sure, easily top 10. I'm Chargers. I'm going to keep this flowing into the next subject, but I want Jessica to say her piece. I'm Chargers. Who are you?
I'm Chargers. The Bolts.
I'm
Up.
Chargers. Jessica, what's the bet for this week? If you say Texans, I'm going to rip your wiener off.
My notes for this game were good defense, good coaching,
Yeah.
classic opener.
That's how you know.
I actually took the
Chargers.
under 42.5.
Under 42 and a half.
Low-key like it. I'm just American,
But I'm
so I can't take
happy.
the under.
I'm happy to move that. I love the
No,
under. It
it's
was
so
based on
right.
the
It's
notes.
so great. I just am American. I can't bet on unders.
I can't do the under. It's like you're against my...
No, I hate doing the unders. It's
nationality.
just
Yeah.
No, I think the
However,
under.
I will
can't
say
ever
for
root in a football game for teams
It's
not to
terrible.
score
What's the
points.
line?
But you're
minus 110.
Jessica, I
for the
want you to know
under.
everything I'm saying.
No, what's the spread? Sorry.
Minus 2.5
For
for the Chargers.
Jamie, you are right. Like, that is a great call.
The line's
under.
moving. It used
I
to be
just can't
45.5. I wouldn't touch it if it gets to like 40 or so below.
I would
it
get
was at 45?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So take
That
it if
would've
you're
been
gonna take
great.
it.
If it was 45,
45.
take
I
it.
would.
Yeah.
That's
where it opened
for
at.
the viewers. If you want to take the under, if you have the cojones to do it, or if you have the lack of cojones,
I'm gonna end up doing it, unfortunately.
You can take
Yeah.
both. Take the
under.
take the
However,
Chargers and the under.
I think Chargers minus 2.5 is pretty solid.
What depends what the odds are. I'm taking a money line. Or,
minus
-2.5
118.
Got to be better.
That's
right?
what the line is.
Yeah.
Minus 118. Should I take both the Chargers and the under in our parlay of the week?
Say it again.
Both the Chargers spread and the under, or just you want to just go?
No, we'll do like the Derrick Henry. We had the 89.5 and the touchdown. If you're a big baller, take both. If you're,
How close were we to that one?
We got them both. Oh, that one. I don't know. I think we missed one.
I think we missed one too. We
So,
keep getting so close.
Here
man.
goes the parlay of the week. I think I got it locked in. Jessica, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's right here.
Well, okay, that's less fun. We have the Eagles minus 4.5. We have the Commanders plus 3.5.
Ding.
Facts.
Yeah.
We have the Rams money line.
Love it.
We have the Broncos plus 8.5.
Yeah. And they win.
Okay. If you're ballsy, they win. Or if you like Mike. We have the Baltimore Ravens minus 9.5.
Ding.
I can make that 13.5 real quick.
And we have the LA Chargers minus 2.5 over the Houston Texans. If you want, take the under 42.5.
Ding, ding,
And if
ding,
you want a
ding,
futures bet on the Chargers to win the Super Bowl.
Don't do that. Chargers do not make it out of the second round.
Yes, they do. They literally lost off of a field goal that hit the post when they played the Chiefs. So,
all right, gentlemen. That's the first round of the playoffs. I don't want to go too far. Mike has spoiled a little bit of his opinion, but that's just fun. That's great.
it's also just me, but
To finish this up, I want to talk about the season is over. We talked thoroughly with our friend Alex about MVP. It was mainly about 4 guys. If those are still the 4 guys, fair enough. I'm going to lead this off really quick. Throw out a couple names. I think my opinion has changed overall. So the 4 names last week were Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. I'm still pretty sure that that's the case. However, I had a contingency on Joe Burrow that if he made the playoffs, he was the MVP. And he didn't. And so it's really, really, really tough for me to keep him there. We will hear from Mike shortly or right now if he continues to cut me off. We'll see. But I would like to throw in Jared Goff because statistically speaking, he should be in the conversation, and wins wise, obviously
and
he should
QBR
be.
wise.
Yeah. Well, that would fall under statistics.
I thought I only heard you say win wise. My bad.
Oh, dude, it's all good, man. It's all good. The other person I would like to throw in, because of the Joe Burrow conversation, and honestly, because of the lack of weapons, which Mike has tried to disprove, but I'm going to continue to say I don't think the weapons are like spectacular, is Justin Herbert. I mean, that Los Angeles Chargers team is a threat to the league. They've made the playoffs. Teams are not excited to play them. You can say Lad McConkey's great, and I believe he is. But at the end of the day, yeah, he's a rookie. He's white, or he's half white.
Oh, yo.
I mean, that's not great.
Sheesh. Why not?
Well, okay, whatever. Whatever. He's not white, or I don't know. He's a rookie.
Believe this guy?
It's not like he's like 6'4" running a 4.4. I mean, he's good.
He actually is. He's actually like 6 foot something running a grade 40.
Okay. You're really ruining my Herbert argument here, which I know you're going to want.
I just love Lad McConkey.
I know. He's not 6'4", nor does he run a 4.4. But, and J.K. Dobbins, no disrespect, fine running back, but it's not like he's Saquon Barkley. And Herbert is, I mean, again, the Chargers are dangerous. So I just want to throw that name out there. At the end of the day, full 360, because I think last time on the pod I had Burrow, Saquon, Allen, Lamar Jackson. I want to go on the record, and I want to say my MVP for the 2024 season is Lamar Jackson.
My boy.
Is that where you were?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My
yeah,
boy.
I just took a second look at it. I saw this post in particular. And it was like, who's your MVP? And it was between Allen and Lamar, and it had their stats. It had passing yards, passing touchdowns, interceptions, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, QBR. And then it was quote tweeted. And the quote tweet said, you're going to love this, Abe. It said, I don't know, maybe the guy who has better statistics in every single category. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. And as far as the wins are concerned, I think he has 1 or 2 less. And then you look at okay, fine. The next step is weapons. What does he have? Does Lamar really have that much more? I mean, Derrick Henry's great. Josh Allen has James Cook, who's a more than serviceable running back.
Derrick Henry leads in yards. He just doesn't in touchdowns.
He doesn't lead in yards. Saquon does.
I'm saying between the two.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Derrick Henry's better than James Cook. Fine. But to say that James Cook is not like a lethal weapon to have back there would be silly.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
I know, but it's like Jalen Hurts. Like people complain about Jalen Hurts. And a couple episodes ago, I mentioned like I'm happy to have Jalen Hurts as my quarterback. Would I like Josh Allen? Sure. But I'm not shopping around for a quarterback. I think that's the same case with James Cook. I mean, I'd be happy to have James Cook as my running back. And then you have a relatively good wide receiver rookie in Keon Coleman. Is he Marvin Harrison Jr.? No.
Didn't have a good year at
Is
all.
he Malik Neighbors? No. But like
Keon?
I thought they were talking about Marvin Harris.
No, Keon Coleman. Yeah. I know. That's fine. He didn't have a good year, but like all more, whatever. And then they have Amari Cooper, and he's obviously a great wide receiver. After Mark Andrews, who had a horrible season, and Zay Flowers, who had a good season.
Mark Andrews' horrible season is so overextenuated.
He had a pretty good year towards the end, sort of.
Middle to end, but yeah, continue.
All that to say, this isn't comparing Lamar Jackson to last year's MVP, that he way outperformed, because it's irrelevant. Because if there are better players this year than there were last year, then it doesn't really matter. He's putting up Aaron Rodgers throwing numbers plus Michael Vick running numbers. And for me, at the end of the day, I just want to correct. I just think it's Lamar Jackson this year for MVP for me. I don't think the Ravens have that many weapons to the point. Like, yes, Derrick Henry did all those things, and he's so great. And Lamar still put up the best quarterback numbers. So
I know for a fact that after 5 yards, the Ravens lead the league in separation, which obviously helps Lamar massively. My only question, I guess, to you off the point you made is like, does Josh Allen then get no recognition for blowing teams out to where he sits the fourth quarter and doesn't have to pass the ball as many times? He doesn't have to rush the ball as many times. He doesn't have to rely on players as many times because he's literally on the bench because he's blowing teams out. There's a reason why he has less yards. There's a reason why he has less attempts. There's a reason why he has less passing attempts. It's because he sits more because his team is factually blowing teams out.
I mean, the Baltimore Ravens blew teams out.
They didn't. They
yes,
lost.
Sure they did.
Even lost to the Steelers.
Didn't they just beat the Texans to 31-2?
Hurt Texans, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
They also lost to the Steelers 4 weeks ago. They also had a close game with the Browns.
I mean, listen, Lamar's better in every statistic.
Yes, he's going to be. He had to do it more.
Besides rushing touchdowns, but he's a better rusher.
He literally had to do it more because he could not lead his team to blowouts like Josh Allen could.
I don't think that's true.
It is literally factual.
So you think like Josh Allen's only so what about all the MVPs that Mahomes won and Brady won? They weren't blowing teams out?
I don't think Mahomes ever really blows teams out.
Oh, sure he did.
Except in the past when he had Tyreek and Kelsey. And Tom Brady definitely didn't blow teams out. Tom Brady was a possession team and beat you by a touchdown. Whether you were the worst team in the league in that time, who was like the Dolphins, I
mean, that 18-0 or the 18-1 season, they were definitely blowing teams out.
I don't even think they were then. I don't even remember.
I mean, he put up 50 touchdowns that year.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're blowing teams out. Your defense could be horrific. I'd have to go back and look. I'm not saying
Patriots
yes or no.
Defense. Bill Belichick.
Who's brutal this year, who averages
let up 20
points.
It was a Bill Belichick defense, is what I'm saying. 18-0 team.
Bill Belichick went out on losing.
This is time. I'm talking about Tom Brady's.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm admitting that I would have to go back and take a look at it.
Josh Allen had more attempts per game than Lamar Jackson did this year.
Attempts overall in the season, though. Maybe attempts per game, yeah, but.
Yeah, attempts per game.
They both played the same amount of games, no?
Doesn't mean they pass as many times in each game.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not like that one little
and
intricate
no, they didn't
thing.
because Lamar
Yes, they did.
actually had a play the last week where Josh Allen took a snap, took a knee, and then sat the rest of the game. So no, that's actually one whole game miss, and that's at least
one
20,
game.
It's at least 20 attempts.
Before the last game, Lamar was already blowing him out of the water with all the statistics.
And he finished with 40 touchdowns, 4 picks, 40-plus touchdowns, 4 picks, I think 800 rushing yards.
So who is your MVP then, Mike?
Burrow. I think if you're going to give it to Lamar because of those, you got to give it to Burrow. I think if you're going to go statistically wise, it's Burrow any day of the week.
Lamar's the only person that's in Burrow's league this year with statistically, except his team won more games and is in the playoffs. That's my take.
Only in rushing. He blows.
No, he doesn't.
Burrow
No.
blows my
Lamar's
wall.
got like 39 plus 100 yards and Burrow's at like 42.
49.
49?
49, 118 yards passing. Lamar's at 41.72.
Yeah.
And Burrow has less attempts. And
Okay.
Burrow has more touchdowns.
So I'm Lamar, Avery,
It's always been Lamar. I was Lamar last week.
and Mike is Burrow.
I mean, it's Burrow 9 times out of 10.
Except for 2024 when it's Lamar. Jessica, who's your MVP this year?
No shot.
Or it's Saquon, but it's
My
Lamar.
Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
That's my thing, actually. Like, if you're going stats, it almost has to be. It's got to be Burrow or Saquon.
I'm sorry, but you didn't make the playoffs. For whatever reason, you're not winning my MVP.
Why do you have to win to be MVP?
That's always been
Because
Lamar.
Because your defense averages letting up 28 points a game that you get the short end of the stick?
a player
He doesn't
value
play defense.
because a player valuable enough to be so valuable wins enough games to get to the playoffs.
I can't believe you are on that take. I'm actually like dumbfounded right now. His defense literally lets up
Well,
insane.
I mean, I
amount of
understand your
points.
point. I totally
Like
understand.
he
your
literally
point.
has to score almost not even over exaggerating, almost every other drive in order for his team to win. That's insane.
It is.
Lamar doesn't have to do that.
Neither does Allen.
He's a great defense. I agree. That's why I'm saying Burrow's MVP. I couldn't agree more with you. Thank you. I mean, so I'm Burrow, you're Lamar. Jessica?
I mean, I would love for Joe Burrow to win. I guess I would choose him then, based on what I said.
I love that take.
Wait,
I love that take. I'm with you. We're on a good
I know.
wavelength tonight.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, I think
My biggest thing, Jessica, where I'm coming from, is that if you're going to go statistically wise, like Luke's going, statistically wise, Burrow is better than Lamar. And
Sure.
then even on top of that, if we're going statistically wise, Saquon's season is so absurdly good.
Burrow has more total yards
It's
than
so
Lamar.
absurdly good that it would have to be Saquon. So in my brain, if you're going to go statistically wise, it would have to be Saquon or Burrow.
The Bengals let up 25.5 points per game.
Sorry, I was off by 2.5.
5. You said 30. 1,
I said-
2,
and then I said
3,
28.
4, 5, 6,
The second
7,
time.
8.
We'll go back and we'll clip it.
So they're the 8th. So they're like the 20. They're in the 20th range. Baltimore let up 21.2. So 4 less points, which I'm not saying is insignificant
It's actually literally game changing. It's a field goal,
unless you have the most valuable player.
which the Bengals did. It's just unfortunate.
Actually, the Ravens did, which is why they made the playoffs.
I disagree.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Bengals defense should have been way better. Joe Burrow had an unbelievable year. By the way, with the extra game, does not touch Peyton Manning's 5,000 plus yard season and like
He's close.
Not really. I think he
He's
had like
one game off.
Yeah, but he's played one more game.
He's 1 quarter off.
He played one more game, and Manning had like 5,500 yards.
do
By the
agree
way,
with you.
not 5,100. And I think he had 55 touchdowns.
I just want it to be. I'm trying to hammer my point more. Like he's even close to 5,000 passing yards, which is like not a
Which he should have
short
eclipsed. But also,
Why?
he's in games that he's losing, so of course he's passing
feat. I
more.
hate that take.
No, it's the same
The
take
same
as
thing
you
with
had
Lamar.
with Allen.
It's the
Yeah.
same take with Lamar.
No, it's not. Lamar's blowing people out.
No, he's not.
Oh my gosh. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying he's
it's
not?
literally not true.
It's not like they're like fiending for wins.
I'm not saying they're feeding for wins. I'm just saying they're not blowing teams out.
Like Burrow is throwing
I'll
hell.
fight you on the podcast right now.
Let's wrestle on the table.
Oh, the 41-31 over the Buccaneers is a blowout?
35-10
Yeah, that's week 3, dude. Get over yourself.
35-10, 31-2, 34-17, 35-14, 20. Okay, then the Eagles, they lost. 30 to 23.
Hold on, let me get to where you're at, dude. You're going
I'm
too
at
fast.
the last couple games.
Why? Let's start at the front.
I'm starting at the back. You know I like to start from the back.
They lost to the Raiders week 1.
The last couple of games, they beat the Browns 35-10.
They lose to the Chiefs, lose to the Raiders.
They beat the Texans 31-2.
3 points against Dallas. I'm going reverse order really quick.
Okay, whatever.
I'm trying to get to where you're at.
I started with the last game they played.
Oh, wow.
Week 3, 30-7. Week 6 against the Buffalo Bills, 35-10.
All right.
So they blew out 6 teams this year.
41-10.
6 teams.
That's a lot.
Not as many as Josh Allen.
Okay. Way more than Joe Burrow.
Fair.
Anyway, that's the wrap for MVP. We got 2 Burrows, 2 Jacksons, kind of mix and match from last week, I guess, a little bit.
You're a traitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, that takes us to the 2-minute drill. I have no clue what I have, so
I have a really good one.
well, why don't you lead us off then?
All right. So in the last week, I said shout out to the rookies. And I think people sleep on how insane this draft class is. I'm going to get out of the way because we also didn't talk about this. This is on here. Shout out Jamar Chase, Triple Crown. GOAT. Dude's unreal.
MVP.
That's so funny. Do you want to go for our, because I have a really cool rundown, but it looked like you had your hand up.
Oh, no. I just want to say I'll go next.
I thought
Okay.
Mike was going. Yeah, just go.
All right, so shout out to the rookies. Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, battle for rookie reception records. Malik this past weekend played at 1 o'clock. Brock played at 4. Going into the 4 o'clock games, Malik was up by 1 reception, breaking Puka Nakua's record. However, Bowers had 4 receptions, which then put him over the top, 112 to 109. Brock Bowers holds the record for most receptions by a rookie in a single season. Shout out to both of them. Great year, both.
That's a tight end, too.
It is a tight end.
Outpaced the wide receivers. Crazy.
I'm going to double down on that even more, Ave.
Yeah, let's hear it.
This is fun. People have no idea how good this rookie class is. So looking at every single rookie season that a player has had in the NFL, this past year has, in the top 12, they have 4 players for the most receiving yards in a single season as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Between Bowers, Neighbors, McConkey, Brian Thomas. Just know there's 4 people in 2024 in the top 12, even top 15, that are from 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the history of the NFL.
History of the NFL as a rookie. There is not a single other year that repeats. So not only does 2024 have 4 drafted rookies that are in the top 12 and 15, there is not another year that even has 2.
Wow, I wonder if it's like not even rookie year too. Like if it's a different draft class, like let's say 2019's currently in their prime, or have there ever been 4 from the same draft class in the top 12?
It is interesting.
That would be like the CeeDee Lamb draft class, for example. Then now they're all in year 4 or whatever it is. Are there 4 of them in it? That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But good comps, Mike. All right,
shout out Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams, because it just keeps getting better with these rookies that there's 3 QBs for a single season passing yards as a rookie in the top 15 as well. So shout out those 3 guys. This rookie class is unreal, and it doesn't get enough love. It doesn't get talked about enough, so I had to give them my entire 2-minute drill because these stats are just nuts for how good they are.
I could leave Caleb Williams off the list.
He's actually 15. Funny enough, he is 15.
Yeah, that's top 14. Shout out Bo Nix and Jaden Lamb and Drake May for doing whatever you did.
Just being you.
All right, Jessica.
I actually thought I had one. I don't, but it makes me think of that there's a scandal in Fox Sports.
Oh.
We don't have none of that over at Sideline Banter.
Joy.
Bad
Joy.
girl.
I hate her so
Joy. You
much.
know who else hates her?
My newborn kid.
And Skip. There's something with Skip going
all of
on.
them.
Yeah.
What's her last name?
There's so many memes and
Joy
like
Taylor.
you wonder why Acho is so smiley on camera all the
So I
time.
heard there's a lawsuit. Who's suing who?
Probably
A
someone's wife.
hairdresser or something.
Yeah, but what do you mean a hairdresser? Why did all this come out because the hairdresser's suing?
Somebody wants some money.
I mean, I would.
I think Joy's suing Fox now. I think.
Yeah, I don't get it. What do you mean? Joy Taylor slept with a bunch of dudes at Fox. Allegedly.
Not
right?
really allegedly. She literally.
Allegedly.
No. She was in something saying.
Alleged.
Yeah, I mean, if I can
Michael.
do something and give you something that you'll never experience again in your life, why wouldn't I?
Michael.
That's her exact quote.
Michael J. Allegedly.
She is thick, though, isn't she?
Thicker than the Snickers. How we
Yeah,
doing?
she's also busted. Good way to curb.
A little bit of provolone. You don't like what she's got going on.
Hands up. Can't comment no more. I muted myself. I can't even.
I'm literally setting this right to Leanne.
You don't.
You can. I mean, I said she's busted. So
You did say that, so you don't appreciate.
I'm muted. They can't hear me.
We
I
live
got
in
you.
2025, Mike. I'm literally going to edit what you say.
Yeah,
So-
AI is crazy.
So you don't appreciate the grind she's put in to, let's just say, be able to bench press 520 pounds, if you know what I mean.
What?
She's a big chest day exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Woman. Busted. My busted. I said it for him. There we go. Okay. Joy Taylor is busted, but a little scandal.
see what goes
Fox
on there.
Sports.
Just
No,
a bad-
I'm not really
I'm not a fan of
surprised.
bad humans. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're with Jessica. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get the manhood in you.
I'm not
That's
really
all.
surprised by that. Whatever. It is what it is. Are they all married?
I have no idea.
No
Alright.
idea. I just know about there's like a $1.5 million payment somewhere in there, which is crazy. Allegedly.
And it's not allegedly anymore.
Allegedly.
She's said it herself. Go ahead.
Allegedly.
You want to anchor? Or you want me to finish?
I will go first. I will start off by saying that I love Derrick Rose.
I love Derrick Rose.
So Derrick
Oh,
Rose
God, I forgot.
has retired
I do love Derrick
for this
Rose,
past
though.
season.
That's Antoine Griezmann, by the way. I love Derrick Rose.
I love Derrick Rose. Please add that into the video.
It's so hard.
I know. But Derrick Rose retired this past season, and the Chicago Bulls this past weekend put out like a 20-minute video explaining that they have retired the number 1 jersey for the Chicago Bulls. I thought it was really cool how they brought it out to them. They were in discussions, and they're just talking, chopping it up. And they're like, the number 1 jersey will never be worn by another Bulls player unless it's PJ, which is his son, which is really, really cool. But like I said, yeah, 20-minute video. I watched the whole thing. Tearjerker. What a legend. Unfortunate that injuries happened, but his career was amazing to see and all of his perseverance. There was that 50-point night in T-Wolves, but what he did with the Bulls was crazy, and he's got his jersey retired there. The 4th basketball player to have their jersey retired for the Chicago Bulls.
You know those memes that are like guys can just talk to guys and like they'll shoot the shit no matter what? This is literally that. I think I would not respect someone if I had a conversation with them about Derrick Rose's career and we continued to go on and they were like, yeah, I mean, he got hurt and it was whatever. Like everyone that
Everybody
has
loves
a brain
D-Rose.
and knows sports and just knows Derrick Rose is like, he's pound for pound. If he was healthy the entire time, he's the best.
One of the best players ever.
Yeah.
Probably.
The youngest MVP
He's
ever.
not the best player ever.
He's
I mean, he was the youngest MVP ever.
probably
And then he gets hurt the next season.
better than LeBron.
No, he's not.
No.
Honestly, LeBron should have won MVP the year he won MVP.
No, it's close.
Derrick
No.
Rose shouldn't have won
Derrick Rose
MVP
is so good.
unless
But
he
either way,
didn't get injured and got better.
The whole point is that because we don't do the banter too much.
We
on
love Derrick Rose.
on 2-minute drills.
We love Derrick Rose.
I'm trying to give
Derrick
you that.
Rose.
We
Yeah.
love Derrick Rose.
We do.
Everybody should love Derrick
It's a
Rose.
shame that he was in. LeBron was in his prime when he was.
And if you don't
And he
agree
got
that
injured,
Derrick Rose
obviously.
is that, if you don't
Imagine
agree
the
that Derrick
ratings
Rose,
if D-Rose doesn't get hurt, and it's the Heat versus that Chicago Bulls for like 4 years straight.
if you
Why
don't
didn't
agree
he
that Derrick Rose
recover?
is that good,
Because he tore his ACL again the next season.
Well, there you go. Okay, well,
And then he got hurt the other ACL, and yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's just one of those things that like guys just agree on. Like,
Derrick
you know,
Rose is the man.
I love
Man.
Derrick. I
Even
love
sit
Then
down to
love
his
that
hoops
Memphis, when he
mixtape.
hit that off the backboard for a game winner. Does anyone remember that? In the
Of course,
Memphis?
yeah.
That was
Of
nuts.
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Talk about a game I wish I could have
Dude,
been
what
at.
a run. What a run he was on.
Missed opportunity. I got you.
Thanks.
All right. You good?
I have one more, but it can't top the D Rose. I'm just gonna keep on saying that to like say like I have one more thing, but then it can't.
But
top
then not say it.
Yeah.
If you want, I didn't mean to say is Caitlin Clark's getting her jersey retired in February. That's the only thing I want to say.
At Iowa?
Shout out my goat. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be against UConn as well. I'm pretty sure. So shout out my goat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Should have been 2-minute drill. It is now. My 2-minute drill. We've been talking about Jamar Chase, MVP. Triple crown. Offensive player of the year, maybe. It sucks for him, honestly, because Saquon's going to get offensive player of the year if he doesn't get MVP. Sure. Jamar Chase in the conversation for MVP, like 5-6 maybe, but also not going to win that. When you win the Triple Crown as a wide receiver, it's like, is there a wide receiver award? Best Buy. I mean, not really, right?
I don't think so.
I guess kind of sucks for him.
All pro team.
If there wasn't Saquon rushing for 2,000, then maybe he wins Offensive Player of the Year, but for now he doesn't. I do want to say, though, the last person to win the Triple Crown was Cooper Kupp, and he did reach out and congratulate Jamar Chase. However, I just want to run through a little bit of stats. I don't know if you guys know this. Kind of crazy.
Big stats guy.
So, yeah. So, Jamar has 17 touchdowns this year, which is great. It's no Randy Moss 23 in 2007, but that's the record. So, 17 is a ton. So, shout out Jamar. Cooper Kupp had 16 in the year that he won the Triple Crown. So, one less, right? One less. But Jamar Chase had 127 receptions this year to win. Cooper Kupp had 145. So he had 17 more catches. Oh, and by the way, he had 239 more yards
That's what I was getting
than Jamar Chase did. Cooper Kupp had 1947 and 145. So shout out Jamar Chase, phenomenal year. But that Cooper Kupp year, 2 years, what was it, 2-3 years ago? He had 145, 1947, and 16 touchdowns. Unbelievable Triple Crown year from Cooper Kupp. I mean, talk about exciting white. Well, hopefully he does something cool for us to add him to the list, or else he'll have to retire for us to add him. But yeah, I just wanted to.
And that's why the Rams win.
There's levels. Yeah,
can you retroactively be added to the exciting whites list? I don't know. This thing is pretty new.
Yeah, we'll see.
Honestly,
it's up to you.
Yeah, you're the admin of it.
Mike and I are just gonna throw names.
Yeah, we just offer them up.
It's always a yes from us.
I will say, because we haven't like fully stated it, but just so people know, Cooper Flag has been added, correct, Dave?
Did you see that dunk?
Just making sure you're the administrator, dude.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag, this episode has been added as an exciting
So
way.
who do we have? Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Reed and
Cooper.
Oh, Reed Blankenship. Yeah. And Cooper.
Jason Williams.
Cooper Flag.
Always there.
Cooper Flag.
Dude, Cooper's the name. If you want
to
exciting
Joe Burrow.
And Joe Burrow.
Did we add JB?
We added.
I think last week. I think last week it was Joe Burrow. So here we go. We got 6.
Smoking on the Joe Burrow.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 25. Thank you, as always, for joining. I had a great time. I had a great time this episode. I hope it pops off.
This is good too, because we should start doing conversations as we exit out, and then it'll just close, and then we'll be like,
Absolutely. We're going to tell them the blueprint. So here we go, conversing, and we're going to continue to converse. And thank you again.
You're pointing at it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It's free to follow.
Also, if you want to donate, I don't even know how to do that, but my Venmo.
You don't have to donate right now. It's all right. Just follow us.
Mike.
We're trying to get.
All right. We will see you next week. Later.